step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning.
Yes, what a beautiful day it is. We welcome you to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to start the day off with us. And hey, happy International Women's Day.
Do you feel special today?
You guys are making me always feel special, so thank you.
I was going to say, because you should feel special every day, man.
And to all of the ladies out there in the world, a happy International Women's Day to you.
We've got a beautiful show headed your way this morning, man.
We certainly do, man. Listen, we've got a superstar in our amongst us today. WWE wrestler Titus O'Neil joins us. Of course, the excitement all around the country is the fact that WWE wrestling is in South Africa. They're going to be in Johannesburg, in Pretoria, and in Cape Town. So we're going to get some action.
Dude, 6'6", 120 kgs.
He's like a Boeing.
Lean.
He's a Boeing.
Ex-pro footballing monster. He is awesome. It also looks like the coolest guy, man. Really cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, something for the ladies. Shano Sky shares her hairstyling tips, so it's not going to be too masculine today.
I love that.
Just watching it down a bit. Okay.
We'll just tone it down. Then we've got Sutherland indie rock band in the house, sounding absolutely amazing, and they're here for you.
Yeah. We've also got the people responsible for the new Guinness World Record set by a South African team for the longest sandwich ever in the history of humanity. And we'll find out what it took, all of the effort and the coordination it took to make all of that happen. So much bread.
So much.
A lot of bread.
So much bread. Hey, listen, but it's not only International Women's Day today, we're also celebrating a very, very special man's birthday. It's our very own Superman. Good morning and happy birthday, Ewan. Straight up!
Good morning, team. Thank you very, very much, man. It's such an honor to celebrate my birthday with you and also with you at home. Thank you very, very much. It's definitely going to be an awesome Thursday. But let's kick it off with those official duties. In your weather today, thundershower expected for the northeastern parts of the country today, bringing a couple of showers for the KZN region as well. And the Western Cape can expect a little bit cooler conditions with a cloud cover expected. Your temperatures, Polokwane 18 minimum with the maximum 30, Mbombela 19, a nice and hot one, 33 degrees and a couple of thunder showers. Pretoria also thunder showers, 14, 24. Johannesburg 12 and a maximum 22. Mahikeng starting off on 13, reaching a high of 25 degrees. Klerksdorp 12 and a mild 21 with a maximum 28. Mthatha 11, 21. East London on 15 minimum with a maximum 22. Cradock 8, 21. Port Elizabeth 15, 23. George 13, 22. Sutherland starting off on a cool 6 degrees minimum this morning. We're reaching a warmer 21. Cape Town 14, 22. Worcester 11, 26. Springbok 11, 24. And Uppington starting off on 15, reaching a maximum of 31 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated as always. I'm back just after 7 o'clock with another look. And in case you've forgotten, it is my birthday.
Thank you, birthday boy. Well, let's quickly take a look at your roads, starting off in Gauteng in Sandton. There's a stationary vehicle on the N3 northbound after Marlborough Drive. It's blocking that left lane, so please proceed with caution. And in the Western Cape in Bellville, on the N1 inbound, there's also a stationary vehicle. This one's after Durban Road, and it's blocking the center lane, so please keep a lookout for that. And that's where we leave your traffic. Another update coming your way in half an hour.
Efferflu C Immune Booster from Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
If you've just joined us this morning as we reflect quickly, oh, look at that face on social media. We're on Facebook right about now, and here's what we said. Good morning, fam. That's to you. So today is obviously Throwback Thursday. We want to know, send us some Throwback Thursday pics of you and your pets. Do you have any? Good morning here, the Expresso Show team. I'm enjoying your show from Walmer in PE. This is Talwando. Also a good morning fam here. They're very cute, but I don't have any pics of my puppies anymore. Oh no. Take some pictures. Nathan says my dog was not a fan of photos, so I needed to get help from a camera. There's a picture link in my comment. Okay, we'll try and take a look at that picture. But anyway, it is Throwback Thursday. Share some beautiful pictures of you and your pets from the past so we can revel in them today. Of course, check us out on social media using #Expresso Show.
We live in a world that is constantly changing and life seems to be getting faster by the day. So as we welcome in today, International Women's Day, yes, it's also just the 8th of March, and we take a look at what happened on this day in history.
Well, we're going to start it off with Charles de Gaulle Airport, also known as Roissy Airport, which opened for the first time in France in 1974, and that's after the leader of the Free French Force during the Second World War. Now, it remains one of the largest airports in France, receiving nearly 70 million passengers last year.
Wow, that's incredible. Then, of course, this has got to be the biggest fact of the day. On the 8th of March in 1993, the classic American animated sitcom about two socially incompetent, inept, heavy metal-loving teenagers, Beavis and Butthead, premiered on this day.
I still have fond memories of Beavis and Butthead. And then on this day in 1957, the Suez Canal, which connects the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, reopened to international traffic by Egypt. And the canal offers watercraft, at least watercraft, a shorter journey, and that's between the North Atlantic and the Northern Indian Oceans.
Oh, I love that. So that's what's gone down on this day in history. You go out there, seize the day, make it one for the history books.
Yeah, and today certainly is one for the history books as well. Like I said this morning, among us we have a superstar. In fact, a wrestling superstar. Titus O'Neil is in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. There he is. I woke up early this morning. I wonder if he's more excited or I'm more excited, because when I shook his hand this morning, I'm pretty sure he fractured my finger.
It wrapped around my entire... This man is a beast. He's a beast. But yeah, lucky to have him, man. Looks like a great guy. But then on the opposite end of that scale, Chana's guy. We love her. She's always stylish and looking fabulous. She's going to be sharing some of her top styling tips with us. Something for the ladies, I guess, on International Women's Day.
Get that hair did, girl.
Presenter Search on 3 is back on SABC 3. Do you have the personality and the stylish flair to be absolutely unforgettable?
Can you dazzle with a winning smile, turn on the charm, and take our breath away?
Are you ready to be South Africa's next television superstar?
If your answer is a resounding yes, then SABC 3 presents this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
To take your place in the spotlight and own the stage as the new presenter of Top Billing, Afternoon Express, or the Expresso Morning Show.
Start a new journey as the face of the progressive SABC 3 brand on television and beyond.
If you think you're ready, then the stage is yours at the countrywide Presenter Search on 3 auditions, taking place in Port Elizabeth on the 25th of March, Cape Town on the 7th and 8th of April, Durban on the 14th and 15th of April, and Johannesburg on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of April.
Visit the Presenter Search on 3 website, Facebook, and Twitter for more details.
With SABC 3 and Presenter Search on 3, the stage is yours.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Thursday morning. It is also Ewan Stradom's birthday.
Yay!
And of course,
Thank
it's now
you
that
very
time of the
much.
morning for us to catch up with our local entertainment news.
Yeah, and there certainly is much for us to catch up on. First up, our own Pearl Tsotsi was taking over the New York Underground subway, living her bestest life. Taking some pictures, attending basketball games, hanging out with big stars, including one of our own South African-born actress, Leslie Ann Brandt. They were hanging out together. But look at this imagery, just serving up goals.
That's beautiful, because the subway is kind of dirty and she's making it look so glamorous.
Yo, she just seemed like so in her element in that
Absolutely,
space.
man. She owns it.
And those also came with some very interesting quotes talking about, because I was reading up on Twitter, talking about having people in your life that influence you positively, talking about having made mistakes in life and just kind of rolling on with it, because we all make mistakes in life. So she's reflecting on some. She's reflecting on some.
To be honest, it doesn't look like she can make mistakes.
Did you forget what you wanted to say?
No. I didn't forget what I wanted to say. I was just kind of deeply invested, if that makes sense.
There's no mistakes. There's no mistakes there.
Anyway, lovely imagery. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Pearl Tsotsi. Life goals right there. And then, yes, we've got to also celebrate the birthday of the man, the legend, the superhero, Ewan Stratom. Come on!
Thank you very much.
May I tell him? Oh my gosh! Where did you find that photo?
That hurts.
How long ago is that photo?
That hurts.
That was in our first year of Expresso.
I promise you that my coffee cup is bigger than that now.
Oh my soul! Bro, you are beautiful. I'm sorry. I think the years have just kind of like flown by, man. And
wow, man. That is wow.
Your kids are the spitting image of you.
This is before puberty, right?
This is just when I sprouted my first chin hair.
Dude, one thing I've realized, I've never asked you where you were born. Like, where were you born?
I was born in a hospital in Johannesburg called Marymount.
Marymount?
Marymount.
How very appropriate.
Mount Mary or something like that. I don't know, Marymount.
Man.
It was a, yeah.
Please tell me we've got more pictures. Could you guys flash another picture? Okay, can the producers just scour the internet for all of Ewan's pictures from like 10 years ago?
Stalker.
And we just want to just go through them today. It's going to be amazing. It's National Ewan Stratom Day.
Look,
and it's also
I must be honest,
Women's Day.
it's crazy to think that I've almost like literally grown up with the show. It's been 7 years, and just to see how it's kind of flown by.
Yeah, man, we love you, man, and thank you so much for
Thank you.
being a part of our lives. This picture has me complete. I feel like if we played emoji charades or we played that blurred out game and you zoomed in, you could mistake this for a little bum. You know, it's just so soft and so.
What are you saying about me looking now?
It's
Come on, what's wrong with you? Do I look good now? That's the thing.
I think Kat has a crush this morning. Now, if you've been wondering why there is a buzz in studio today, in fact, why there's a buzz in South Africa due to an unbelievable amount of demand, WWE is back in South Africa. They're back in Cape Town for gigs here in April, as well as Johannesburg, and for the very first time, Pretoria. You are lucky enough to get your own showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. We get to experience some of the most intense action in the ring, and to get us warmed up for that, to help us loosen up just a little bit, we have a huge amount of pride and pleasure in inviting professional wrestler Titus O'Neil into the house this morning.
What's going on, South Africa?
Oh, dude,
Cape
6'6", 120 kilograms of pro athlete. Titus, welcome to South Africa. Do you guys get a breath? Have you had an opportunity to take in where you are at the moment, man?
Well, not yet. This is pretty amazing. They tricked me, just so you guys know. I'm gonna put it on camera. They put me on the other side first, then brought me over here to this amazing view, which is amazing all the way around. But this is pretty
special,
awesome.
man.
I mean, it's a great place to come to work at every
It's tough
morning.
to have a bad day at the office, man. But
it's really tough.
I have to say, people taking photos, for the first time ever, we weren't able to see Lion's Head behind you, man. You actually obscured half of Table Mountain. But Titus, so cool to have you here, man. We are really excited. You have such an unbelievable brand. I'm a new dad as well, so I love the efforts that you put in there. But for me, the most amazing thing, when I look at what you're able to achieve in WWE as an athlete, as a gymnast, as a fighter, what you guys pull off is awe-inspiring. Obviously, you've got the pro footballing background as well, which I'm sure helps. How intense is it physically?
Physically, it's very intense. I mean, we don't have an off season. We go 52 weeks a year. We're producing live television with the longest running episodic television show in the history of TV. With Monday Night Raw and with SmackDown. And so each week we're all over the world, taking us to fabulous places, countries, cities throughout to put on this great product that we call the WWE. And our motto is to put smiles on faces, and we do that in front of millions on a weekly basis.
You can see the smile right now. I'm actually cramping. I'm smiling so much.
Yeah.
What was the shift like, moving from pro football, which is physically demanding, probably at its peak as well, into this space, which is, I would imagine, quite different? Or is there a similarity in the way you approach it?
Well, athletically, it's about the same. It's a bunch of car crashes every week. But the hard part about being a WWE superstar, the harder part is that we don't have an off season. Yeah. As I say, we put on 52 weeks of live television programming weekly. Yeah. We do it all over the world. So in football, you know, you have a season, and then you have the playoffs if you're fortunate enough to make it there. And then the season's over, you get some downtime, and then you do it again. We have zero downtime. You know, we have our biggest shows, you know, Monday Night Raw, then we have live events on the weekends, and then, you know, WrestleMania, and then people don't realize right after a big show on WrestleMania, we got the night after Raw WrestleMania, which is amazing.
And the fans don't give you a break either, man, because you're always on for the fans, man. You've got to manage that. Why the name Titus O'Neil? We know you as Thaddeus, but Titus is obviously the brand name. What was the rationale there, man?
My youngest son's name is Titus. And Shaquille O'Neal was one of my favorite athletes, still is one of my favorite people of all time. I like how he not only was a basketball player, but he also did movies, he did music, he did all kinds of things, and he had fun doing all of it. And
he was a brand, man.
Yeah, exactly. So now I have the largest brand within WWE at Titus Worldwide. So
yeah, just take a look at his online following, but I love the fact that you're using that platform as a father, as an inspiration. It really is cool to see what you're doing. We've got you here all morning, so I'm going to plug you for a lot of facts, man.
Yes,
but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Generous of spirit. It gets real when you shake his hand and his fingers touch your elbow, man. Titus O'Neil is in the house.
Show him on camera,
I was just trying to imagine that happening. Anyway, listen, it is a Thursday, which means #TBT, #Throwback Thursday will be trending all around. And today we take a look at a very, very special cinematography phenomenon that I think really put South Africa on the world map. A tale of blood, bullets and poverty. Tsotsi really did cement South Africa's place in the industry, the film industry, and put us firmly in the spotlight when it won that Oscar on the 6th of March 2006 for Best Foreign Film. So let's check out some very interesting facts about this box office hit for our Throwback Thursday.
Well, the first thing is, did you know that this film is actually based on a novel set in the 1950s by Athol Fugard?
Wow!
The film was also directed by South African director Gavin Hood, who also directed X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah. Now, here's another interesting fact. Tsotsi's main characters were played by everyday people, non-professional actors who came from a background of gangsterism. So that's actually very, very interesting. And then the film also opened in a limited release in North America in 6 theaters and was shown in 122 theaters for a lifetime gross of some 9.88 million US dollars. So it actually did well.
Incredible.
I remember how thought-provoking and emotive it was, this movie, when I watched it. Have you seen Tsotsi?
I honestly have not.
Heban.
I have so many movies I still have to watch this.
Teresa, they like really put their names on the world map, I think, as a result of this movie, and just a moment for us to celebrate once again just South African artistry and just respect what we have here on the African continent. Wow.
But of course, we want to know from you, who's your favorite character in Tsotsi? Let us know. Head on over to our Facebook page and use that hashtag Expresso Show and Throwback Thursday.
What a throwback, man. What a throwback,
man.
Like that one.
Your little throwback, dude, was quite sweet.
Was it sweet, eh? Yeah. Apparently, I would never even imagine hearing Kat say, oh, that's a beautiful man. But thank you, brother. Listen, we're going to take a very quick break. It's your Thursday morning. When we come back, of course, we saw yesterday, we sit with a brand new world record for the longest line of sandwiches ever. I'm going to sitting down with the brand group manager and the junior group manager for Clover and Creaminates as well to find out how this was made possible, because what a feat, man.
Yeah, and then before we weird them out with all the bro love going on in the studio this morning, Sutherland are here, indie folk rock band, sounding truly phenomenal. They perform after the break.
Get a taste of the smooth island life and win big with Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you could win daily airtime prizes, Daniel Klein watches, American Tourista luggage for your next adventure, vouchers from loot.co.za to shop the hot daily deals online, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za. And don't forget to watch Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
I've been waiting for this to come around, something that you call indescribable. You are the light that is burning low. You're the way that I need to go. You've been calling for all my heart and soul. Like I said before, I can't give no more. You are the light that is burning low. You're the way that I need to go. So they say that we've lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you love it all. I lost it all just for you. So they say that we lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you love it all. I lost it all just for you. Are you guys happy?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The water-resistant Galaxy S8, made for summer.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Thank you for joining us on this very special Thursday.
So beautiful.
It's his birthday, by the way. It's Ewan's birthday. Everyone join in on helping us wish Ewan a happy birthday on Smikey. Omdat jij verjaar, mag de Heere jou zien en nog bij jaren spaar. Oh, gole, gole, oh, gole. Okay. Nobody knows that version.
Thank you very much, man. Very, very special once again to be celebrating with you guys. My family.
God, you're beautiful. I can't believe that photo.
I feel like that should be our What's Trending report. Well, listen. Since we've been singing, how's this? Here comes the doggo bride, all dressed in white. This beautiful Labrador was caught walking down the passageway with a curtain as her veil, and it's just so adorable. It looks like she's getting married.
She knows as well.
Look, it's her wedding day.
Why are you filming me? Why are you filming me right now?
Oh, very sweet, man.
The bride of Doggo.
Oh, man. Let's move on to another one that proves that you're never too young to learn how to share. We caught this awesome video of a young pup who was given a gift of a biscuit and then decided it was just too good not to share. I'll have some. Then do
I
you
feel
want?
like that doggy is saying, give it to me.
Yeah.
Like
French bulldogs have that kind of thing.
There we go, have it, man.
Is that a Mari?
There we go.
She's like, I'll make life easy if you give it to me.
Thanks, man.
Have all of it.
Thanks, man.
Cute.
Oh, man.
How do you teach a dog to share? You can teach him to sit because you press down in their bum. How do you teach him to share?
You can't, man. They got love in their hearts.
You gotta have it in your heart,
love
man.
in their hearts.
Anyway, beautiful stuff. So along with wishing you a happy birthday, let us know which hashtag or video or story has caught your attention online. And of course, share your thoughts with us on Facebook and Twitter using hashtag Expresso Show. But right now, it's time for some music. You guys ready for some music? And making music for us this morning, we have Misty, Chris and Ren, who together make up the group Sutherland, an indie folk band based in Joburg. And they performed all over South Africa. And these guys have steadily built a cult following with all their radio hits, and they're here to perform and share their music with us. And here they are, first up with Just For You.
I've been waiting for this to come around, something that you call indescribable. You are the light that is burning low. You're the way that I need to go. You've been calling for all my heart and soul. Like I said before, I can't give no more. You are the light that is burning low. You're the way that I need to go. So they say that we've lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you loved it all. I lost it all just for you. So they say that we've lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you loved it all. I lost it all just for you. When you get too hot and need the snow, I'll bring it. When you're cold and need the sun, I'll steal it. You are the light that is burning low. You're the way that I need to go. When your heart came back to me, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't see. You are the light that is burning low. You're the way that I need to go. So they say that we've lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you loved it all. I lost it all just for you. So they say that we've lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you loved it all. I lost it all just for you. When you get too hot and need the snow, I'll bring it. When you're cold and need the sun, I'll steal it. I got you, yeah. I got you. When you couldn't laugh, I'd play the fool to please you. Couldn't see I'd be the light to lead you. I got you, yeah. I got you. So they say that we've lost our minds. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you love it all. I lost it all just for you. So they say that we've lost our minds. Yeah. I'd lose it all just for you. Where'd you go? 'Cause you love it all. I lost it all just for you.
Give it up, Sutherland in the house. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Got to extend the love all the way to the drum at the back as well, man. Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much for the wonderful start to the day. Tell us about the song, Just For You.
Yeah, so basically you get relationships in life, parents, anybody really.
Yeah.
And you often get situations where one person pushes the other person away and then they realize that they messed up. That's basically what it's about.
It's got quite a cheerful tone to it for a song that's about kind of like the decline of a relationship.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Tell us about the start of the group. For those out there that don't know about Sutherland, where did it all start and why did it all start?
Well, it's been a few years now. We all come from a background of very different music, but I personally got influenced by a band called City and Colour, and that kind of inspired my love for acoustic music and that. And then we just started writing, and yeah, it's been a few years of writing and working on it. Here we are.
It's been sailing ever since, and it's great to have you in our Feel Good studio. Let us know what you thought about that performance of Just For You, and we'll have more from Sutherland a little bit later on.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's quickly take a look at your news headlines on your Thursday morning. Starting off with your national news. Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo yesterday appointed Terence Nomembe, CEO of the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants and former Auditor General, to lead a team of investigators probing allegations into state capture. He said he had no doubt that the commission would derive much value from Nomembe being a member and head of investigators. Nomembe will be joined by legal heavyweight Paul Joseph Pretorius, along with Isaac Vincent Maleka, Leah Kabashe and Thandi Victoria. Dr. Kotso Dewi has been appointed as the Commission's secretary. Then day zero in drought-stricken Western Cape can still be avoided this year. In a statement yesterday afternoon, the Mother City's Deputy Mayor, Ian Nielsen, said that the projected day zero would now only arrive on August 27. As this date falls deep within the normal rainfall period, day zero could, however, be totally avoided this year. If the people of the Western Cape continue to save water as they have been doing for the past weeks, there need not be any queuing this year, Nielsen added. In international news, Australia and East Timor have signed an historic treaty with regard to a permanent maritime border in the Timor Sea. The development ends a decade-long dispute between the two neighbors over rights to the sea's rich oil and gas reserves. East Timor, one of the world's poorest nations, will now gain most of any future revenue. The country signed the deal at the United Nations headquarters in New York after negotiations in the International Court of Arbitration. And lastly, Kenya's government is unable to account for $400 million in public funds. A report released by Auditor General showed that a habit of erroneous spending and poor accounting created the massive shortfall in the 2015-2016 financial year, in addition to less than a third of its financial statements passing scrutiny. Astoundingly, Auditor General Edward Oku pointed out that this was an improvement, with just 6% of the government statements declared clean 5 years ago. That's where we leave your news headlines. Another update heading your way at 8 o'clock right now. Let's get into your sports.
Thank you, birthday boy. Let's kick it off with football this morning and keep it local. Polokwane City came out on top in their PSL clash with Bloem Celtic last night, thanks to a 2-0 win at the Dr. Malomela Stadium. So the victory takes City up to 11th on the log with 27 points, 3 clear of the drop zone at this stage, while Celtic, they stay in 9th on 29 points. 2 PSL teams in CAF Champions League action last night as well. Sundowns drew with Rwanda's Rayon Sports, while Wits lost 1-0 to O Primeiro de Agosto in Angola. Then a little further afield, Juventus and Man City moved through to the Champions League quarterfinals last night. That was after aggregate victories over Tottenham Hotspur and Basel, respectively. So at Wembley Stadium, Juve beat Spurs by 2-1 to see out a 4-3 aggregate win. While over in Manchester, City lost to Basel 2-1 on the night, but came out on top thanks to that 5-2 aggregate. And the Europa League now takes center stage. The last 16 taking place tonight as Arsenal tackle AC Milan and Dortmund face off against Salzburg in 2 of the standout fixtures. Then on to rugby, and not great news for Springbok and Lions star Jaco Kriel. His time on the sidelines will be extended for another 6 months, with a Springbok player set to undergo surgery. Kriel picked up a shoulder injury against Australia last year, which saw him miss the end of the Super Rugby season and the Box Euro Tour. Kriel's Lions team will be in Super Rugby action this coming weekend as they face off against the Blues. Elsewhere, we've got the Stormers battling the Highlanders, while the Bulls, they take on the Reds. In a massive night in athletics, the country's top athletes will be on display tonight, with the second leg of the Athletics Grand Prix Series taking place in Pretoria. The showdown of the evening has to be South Africa's Anaso Jobodwana coming up against America's Justin Gatlin in the 150-meter sprint, with the American now coming out on top in their last 2 meetings. Also in action tonight, our golden girl Caster Semenya will have her sights set on breaking a 35-year-old South African record when she takes on the 1,000 meters. So much to look forward to, and that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at your roads. In Gauteng, four ways, there's heavy delays of 18 minutes on Malibongwe Drive southbound, and that's between Ascot Avenue and CR Swart Drive. The average speed is about 10 kilometers an hour. Then in the Western Cape in Plumstead, there's heavy delays on the M5 northbound, and that's from Dick Burton Road, the off-ramp all the way heading towards the N2 inbound. And that's where I leave your traffic for now.
The Expresso traffic report gets you on the right route. There's 10,000 Rand to be won daily. Want to be a winner? Spend 300 Rand or more on fuel at Caltex, keep your receipt, and enter the hashtag Fuel Your Wallet competition by SMSing Caltex Expresso and your name to 43366.
Right, it's just after 7 o'clock. Let's quickly get into your weather and temperatures once again for your Thursday morning. And it looks like thunder showers as forecast for the northeastern parts of the country, bringing with it some rain as well for the KZN region. And then over in the Western Cape, you can expect cooler conditions today with some cloud cover expected. Your temperatures today, Polokwane starting off on 18 minimum with a maximum of 30. Mbombela 19.33, Pretoria 14.24, Johannesburg 12 minimum this morning with a maximum 22 degrees. Maikeng 13 vanoggend styg na 25, Klerksdorp 12.24, Kimberley 13.28 met 'n paar donderstorms wat verwag kan word. Bloemfontein 11 grade minimum en 'n maximum 23. Richards Bay 21 with a maximum 33. Pietermaritzburg 15.28. Durban 21 with a maximum 28 and some rain expected. Mthatha can expect some thunder showers today. 11 minimum with a maximum 21 degrees. East London 15.22. Cradock 8.21. Port Elizabeth 15.23. George 13.22. Sutherland 6 minimum, nice and cool, but warming up to 21 degrees late on today. Cape Town 14.22, Worcester 11.26, Springbok 11.24, and Uppington 15 with a maximum of 31 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. One more update heading your way just after 8.
If you've just tuned in, one of the big stories trending right now on Twitter especially is the fact that Day Zero has now been pushed out all the way to next year given the water consumption here in the Western Cape. Things are looking good. In fact, Kenneth Brooks here saying Cape Town drought Day Zero will be avoided in 2018, government says, and hopefully we do receive the rainy season when it comes around. Yusuf Abramji, civil activist here, says there may be no Day Zero in Cape Town this year provided we hashtag save water, hashtag every drop counts. Very, very important message there because it does count. And also, the Mail and Guardian is saying if water conservation continues and there's regular rainfall in the coming months, Day Zero will not occur in 2018. Hashtag defeat Day Zero. So I think a splendid effort from all members of civil society and people going out there to do their best to save water. It is so important because every drop counts. Let's beat Day Zero like forever, not just for next year, forever. How about that?
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, of course, we know that Pokemon almost broke the world as an augmented reality game. We're going to take a look at the latest craze, and it's madness.
And we'll also bring you some highlights from the opening of the Dance Umbrella Festival, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso from WWE superstars like Titus O'Neil, birthday boys with the most amazing throwback photos to some incredible tech news. We've got some pretty cool news coming our way, yeah?
Can you guys make a fuss about a recent photo? Doesn't
work like that, man. Doesn't work like that.
Listen, yeah. In your tech story this morning, rather interesting ones. I'm gonna kick off with this one. I think everyone remembers the Pokemon Go craze from a few years back, right? Well, it might be back soon, but this time with giant, fierce dinosaurs.
Whoa.
Okay. Now, ahead of the launch of the new Jurassic Park blockbuster, Universal have announced an augmented reality game where users will be able to create their own collection of dinosaurs. Now, it's called Jurassic World Alive, and what makes it different to Pokemon Go is that players don't have to physically go to the location to catch the monster, okay? Now, they can simply fly an in-game digital drone and find the dinosaurs on the map.
So hopefully no one will be having car accidents as a result of this. Thank you.
Exactly. So essentially, it's like the lazy person's Pokemon Go, but it does feature T-Rexes and Velociraptors, and that makes come up.
There's a Triceratops in the kitchen. I love that. So this one, I don't know, it might freak you out a little bit, but it's just amazing how far we've come. Artificial intelligence is now back in the spotlight and advancing, I think, almost too quickly. Now scientists in Japan are developing an AI that can read minds. So by analyzing an MRI scan, the AI is capable of providing a description of what you are looking at. A research subject is given a picture, and while they stare at it, the AI is able to give a written description of what they're seeing. And it's actually incredibly detailed at that. So the researchers have seen accurate descriptions of pictures like the following: a dog, and this is what the AI wrote down, a dog is sitting on the floor in front of an open door, or a group of people standing on the beach. But before you start freaking out about robots reading our minds and using that information to destroy us, the scientists have said that this technology is nowhere near any real-world application yet.
Dude,
but things move so quickly. Next week we'll be like, and this week we're eating fake meat and going in a lab.
Flippy, the burger flipping robot.
Yeah, exactly.
That we spoke about yesterday, and now this.
And it's going to look at us and go, what kind of burger do you want? You want a cheeseburger. And it's going to give us a cheeseburger. It's just crazy, man. Crazy.
All right, well, thank you very much. That's a roundup of our interesting daily tech stories on your For Your Good Breakfast show.
There's a T-Rex. There's a T-Rex over there.
Now, South Africa has a very rich dance history, and in fact, one of the highlights every single year is the Dance Umbrella Festival that has launched many careers and given equally amazing stories to audiences, and the 2018 edition was no exception.
After blowing away audiences for 30 years with some of the best local and international dance talent, the Dance Umbrella is coming to Joburg for one last time. And although this marks a bittersweet opening night for this prestigious festival, it looks like people are in for a good razzle and dazzle for one last time.
On the festival's opening night, the talent shone at South Africa's premier contemporary dance and choreography showcase.
Georgina, this is the final installment of the Dance Umbrella after a 30-year run. Having been involved with the festival for so long, how are you feeling?
A certain part of me is relieved, but also sad that we have had to come to this decision to make it the final edition. I think what it's done has been very important, and I think it'll be remembered in history for a long time. So from the outset, it's been an open and free platform for anyone who wants to create a work to come and show work. An important part of it has been to work with what the dancers and choreographers want. So I think we've achieved that. A lot of people started their international careers on the Dance Umbrella platform. One of the first things that I saw in Dance Umbrella in my very early days, when I was actually working at WITS and not with the festival, was sitting watching this mixed program. It was called the Fringe program, and Vincent Mansu came on with a piece called Gula, which was his first piece he ever created. The minute he came onto that stage, something happened. We all just knew this is something different. Then Robin Orlin, who was one of the first commissioned works we created, she created this work called Daddy, and when I watched the premiere, I knew it would go somewhere, and it toured for 10 years and it actually launched her international career. Young artists who I saw, like Gregory, were the first pieces he started creating. I knew instinctively that there was something big was going to happen. There's so many people that I've seen start at the Dance Umbrella who have gone on to international careers, and that for me has been probably the best part of the whole thing, because I've worked with them.
Some of the festival's alumni choreographers staged new works on opening night and kick-started the week-long celebration of seasoned dancers working alongside up-and-coming performers.
I think Dance Umbrella provides an extraordinary, diverse platform of performance, not only dance, and I think dance speaks to our world in the most extraordinary way.
So people should really come out to see this festival for many reasons. One being that it supports the arts. It supports companies like the Vianney Dance Theatre, companies that are working with communities around South Africa.
I thought tonight was fantastic. I was blown away, especially by the first piece. I mean, I personally have never seen a disabled dancer before, and then to have a piece centered around disability, both physical and not physical, I mean, I was blown away.
I think it was a cultural experience. Yeah, so I was amazed, and I felt like I was just welcomed into the city.
It was really amazing. I think both shows were really good. I was very taken by the dancer with the amputee and the crutches. He was just phenomenal.
Dance is a career, especially for people like me, you know. So people attending the Dance Umbrella, it will be a great thing because it shows support and love, which brings the best out of us dancers, you know. Yeah, it gives us that more oomph to work harder.
You know, it's fantastic to work with dancers that are quite open and is willing to learn more and experience new things. And those are great elements that we need in this industry, that we can push our dancers to go beyond their expectations. So I think for me it was very fantastic to work with Vianney. It's always fantastic to work with Vianney, and you can plant new seeds, and this is the new generation of dancers. So I just hope them all the best, you know.
Dance is an expression of every culture, every community. It's what makes the world go round, actually. That's what dance is about. And you know, if you look at everything around you, whether you look at the dance seen all over the world, dance is one of the art forms that is poorly represented, but it makes such a difference to everybody's lives with the advent of hip-hop and ballroom and Latin and contemporary dance. So I think that's what people should come out and watch it.
With Dance Umbrella, I started many years ago, right in the beginning, doing a one-man show. So over the years, it's been incredible, and also it's launched so many careers and companies, and also has opened up the doors in terms of international work and seeing other choreographers, other dancers, other companies, which has started a whole lot of collaborative stuff, which is quite exciting.
I am absolutely inspired. What we saw tonight was what it means to be human, what it means to be human in the world, and what it means to have strength, power, resilience, and to engage with our communities. It was extraordinary.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't blown away by the electrifying performances I've just witnessed in Gulamatari and Mayhem. The festival is running until the 18th of March, and judging by tonight, I think Dance Umbrella 2018 is going to be one for the books.
From the Umbrella Dance Festival to doing a little bit of fitness on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's Thursday morning. It's also International Women's Day. So we thought, who better to do our morning workout than Emma Jooste joining us today? I feel like we're complete opposites today.
I know, and I kind of love that.
Okay. So what are we working on today?
Today we're going to do some basic combinations for the ladies, because I feel like the ladies get bored really easily. So today I want to mix it up. I want to bring in a bunch of exercises and combine them. So let's give it a go and see how we do.
Okay, let's give it a go. You take the lead.
Guys, obviously because the ladies are always worried about legs and glutes, exactly why I'm wearing white today, we're going to get into some legs and bum first. So our first combination is going to be a lunge forward, and then you're going to come back and you're going to do a curtsy lunge all the way to the side, and then you're going to step out, touch your toe, come in. Same leg, all the way forward, coming back, all the way around, coming in, all the way side. I love it. Now guys, this movement, although quite basic, you can do about 20 a side. Your glutes should be burning like crazy after this. And I love this one because it combines a bunch of different lunges. And then you'll obviously do the other leg.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's get into some upper body now. So we're gonna drop down, and all I want you guys to do is focus on keeping your core really nice and tight. So we're dropping down, hands and feet together, and then you're gonna step out. Stepping out.
Oh, you're joining us? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hi! Nice to meet you. Stepping in, stepping out, stepping in.
All right.
Yeah? Walking forward, walking back, walking forward, walking back. Side to side. Out, out, in, out, in,
Come on now, you gotta pick it up.
Forward and back.
Get your butt down.
I love it, guys. So this is a really nice combination, and it's getting into the core beautifully, and it's getting into our obliques, as well as a bit of upper body. Sorry, I had to jump up there. I felt really little next to this guy.
Hey, it's all right. Everybody feels that way.
Can we do one more?
WWE royalty in the house.
Tell me about it. I can see this. Making us look good today, huh?
No, you guys are making me look good.
Amazing. Let's do one little jumping movement because I feel like you need this.
Okay. Why do you
Okay.
feel like I need it?
Because you're so massive.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
All right.
Big
I thought
enough
it was
reason?
reasons. Okay.
All right, so we're jumping forward, we're jumping back, and then our knees are coming all the way up into a hitch little tuck jump. All the way up. Tuck it up. Woo! Amen! All the way forward, all the way back. Tuck in.
That's it from. Okay, I'll do one more. Hey!
There we go. I
Y'all
love
see that
it.
dunk, right? It's developing.
Well, it's great having Titus O'Neil and, of course, Emma Jooste joining us. Emma's going to be back a little later for more. And, of course, myself and Titus, we're going to head on over to make a smoothie.
Yes. Well, so you just worked up for appetite.
Thank you so much, Zoe. I don't know about you. Did you feel the ground shake where you were at home? Yeah, because we certainly felt it, man.
Knock it off.
Titus O'Neil joining us, WWE superstar. Zoe, that was great, man.
Listen, jumping forward, jumping back, my balance was off.
You sweating?
Yeah.
Nervous?
No, but she
Nervous or you tired?
No, I'm tired. This is not my thing. Fitness is not my thing.
Don't lie, Zoe. Fitness is your thing.
Yes.
I always fall over and do the wrong stuff, so it's okay.
But
well,
that's
we're going
what
to perk you up because we're going to get ready to make a smoothie.
Yes.
That's it, Titus. So
we
we're going
get
to sort
nice
you
and
out,
strong.
man, with some breakfast, man. I hope the glutes are burning a little bit now.
Not really.
Not really? Of
Not
course
really.
not.
It's
Of course
too
they're
early.
not burning.
Yeah.
It's too early. A peach and oat smoothie, that's what we're making. Nice
All
and
right.
easy. Peach is very well, of course, good vitamins in there as well. Great for the immune system. Oats high in fiber.
We're gonna
protein,
put some of this in
muscle
there too?
synthesis. Look, dude, you can put it next to the glass. It might look pretty. I don't
Okay,
know.
all right. I didn't know
Are
what
you
was
about
going
pretty
on.
things?
I just saw ingredients. Just saw ingredients.
Let's kick it off, man. I'm going to just put some oats in there. All right, and here we have some protein powder. So you can go with the protein powder that you like. Whey protein is always a good one. I think this one we have here is pea protein.
All right.
So that, like
These
that.
are peaches?
Those are peaches, so cut in cubes and they've been frozen.
Okay.
Love that. I
So
love
you
it when
just
the
throw it
fruit's
in
frozen.
peaches.
It will give us that
Yeah, man, peach is
slushy
good.
feel.
Peach is good. Get that in there. Zoe, if
Give
you
it a
can
lot of
pass
peaches.
me the Clover Duo on that side.
There you go.
There we go. So what do we have here? We have our Clover Duo fruit-flavored kind of a yogurt drink as well,
Okay.
which you add also some nice protein in there.
You like peaches?
I do. I feel like we need to add more
Okay,
peaches.
I'm about to
Yeah.
say
Go
that.
everything, dude.
Let's
Go
chuck
everything.
all of it in there.
All right. I was trying not to be greedy in the first thing in the morning.
No, be greedy, dude. Be
Yeah.
greedy. We want you to be greedy.
I want to be a good guest, you know? I got to come back in April. I want nobody talking about me.
So far, so good, dude.
Yeah.
So far, so good. All right, and just a little dash of honey going in there as well. There we go.
So no ice or
keyword
nothing.
for you
No,
this
because
morning.
you've frozen the peaches. You don't want to water it down now
Yeah.
with ice, you see. So
Gotcha.
Our keyword this morning is drink. So if you'd love to have this recipe or the link to it sent directly to your phone, SMS the keyword drink to the number 33728.
all right, here we go.
What's that number again?
33728.
All right.
And the keyword's drink.
All right.
Oh,
I got
you
that.
got it?
I got it.
You got it?
I put that in my
Fantastic.
notes.
All right, we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There
And
we
that's
go.
it. And that's a great thing about a smoothie, man. It's quick and easy in the morning. You don't have to spend a lot of time.
I feel like our
Let's see your
glasses are
pouring
very
skills.
big.
Look, dude, I'm going to have to measure this out nicely because there are 3 of us. All right,
There we
quick.
go. There we go.
Give him a little bit more.
Awesome.
Come on.
Okay, just there we go. No, it's going to be fair, man. It's going to be fair. It's going to be fair. All right,
You got
cheers.
no garnishment or nothing?
Just like that, dude.
What's going on? What kind of
Clearly-
establishment y'all running
Take
here,
a
man?
leaf there. or something. No, don't take a leaf. Don't take a leaf.
Yeah, leave that.
The keyword is drink. SMS at 2333728. You see now?
This is actually very good.
You see now?
You saved yourself.
Did you doubt it for a second?
Yeah,
I
because
can't believe you doubted
lack
my...
of garnishment.
Clover Duo is double the goodness, double the happiness. Made with love by Clover.
So it looks like we're going to have to increase the portion size, and we'll bring in some garnish.
I was cheersing you, man. Cheers. It's coffee.
When we're going to return, we'll do a super-sized portion of peach ice cream. It looks absolutely amazing. Throw some apricot in there. It should be delicious.
It is. Taste some, man.
Yeah, and speaking of super-size, a record that finally is on the African continent.
That's really good, dude.
It should have been ours a long time ago. A record for the longest sandwich in the world is finally here. We'll find out the effort that it took to make that happen. Stay tuned. Titus O'Neil is here, ladies and gentlemen. He's still here.
Smoothies, y'all.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You know what that sound means. Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Kickstart to a Thursday morning. And of course, it's time to take you beyond the final frontier. Now, very exciting news broke last week for the scientific community, but I think all of us, in fact, astronomers from a collaboration called Edges announced that they may have indirectly spotted the very first light from stars in the universe, the very first stars. To help us understand what this is, first of all, and why this is so significant, we've got our outreach astronomer at the South African Astronomical Observatory, Dr. Daniel Cunnama. Dan, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
You were there. You were there.
Well, yeah. So this detection was made in Australia, which is a partner country for the SKA. They're building these radio telescopes. So this detection was made in Australia. We're busy building the Hera telescope up in Carnarvon, which is where I was last week, who's going to confirm or disprove these observations. But basically what they have done is the first stars form in a dense cloud of gas. So out of this dense cloud, and that light can't escape. But what it does do is it interacts with the gas around it and heats it. And that's what we have detected, or we hope we've detected.
We hope. What was the indication that this is what you did? What made someone go, hang on a minute, you know what this could be? This could be the very first light from the very first... What was the link made?
So the way it works these days is, I mean, we have very, very good predictions, which is why we're building these telescopes. So we predicted this, essentially, that this should happen from the first stars. We should be able to predict this signal. The interesting thing about it is actually the signal is about twice as large as was predicted. So we love that sort of thing as scientists because that's a mystery and something that points to something new. And the suggestion at the moment, and if it proves to be true, is that might be the light from those first stars interacting with dark matter.
Ah, so I was going to ask what makes this so significant, why it would be such a story. Yes, there's an opportunity to prove theories right, to prove these predictions right, but will something change? Will this bring about a new kind of way of thinking when we approach this? Why has this made such a wave? Excuse the pun.
Yeah, so as I said, like dark matter doesn't interact with light, as far as we know. We've observed its effects in gravity, but it's never interacted with light. If this is true, and if we confirm this with other telescopes, which we're trying hard to do, this will be the first interaction of matter with light, dark matter with light. Which is so. This is the Hero telescope, which is getting built just outside Carnarvon.
Looks like a hero.
Hero, yeah.
So what's the next step then? What are we looking for? How are you going to prove this theory right?
So building better telescopes, basically. So this is getting built right now in Carnarvon, and there are other telescopes in Australia which are getting built. We'll do more and more observations and more tests and try and confirm it. There I am last week explaining it.
You're always lecturing people, man. What's going on? You're always telling people what to do. Okay, no, it needs to be a little bit to the left. Just move it just a little bit to the left. No, I absolutely love that, man. Congratulations, first of all, on the work that you're doing. This is world-class astronomy happening here in South Africa.
It's very, very exciting.
So, dude, just keep doing this. Keep coming back with these revelations. This really is amazing. For the rest of the day, I'm going to be giving my own kind of pseudo-intellectual translation of this. Dark matter is there. We've proven dark matter interacts with light. Absolutely love that. But you can let us know what you thought of that incredible discovery and what you think of the work being done by our South African scientists here on South African soil.
Truly wonderful stuff. And while we may not know too much about what's going on out there in space, what we do know about is what's going on in the kitchen. We know how to make deliciousness happen in your kitchen. Teresa O'Neil from Couscous Blog joins us this morning to show us a recipe that is so easy and so quick to throw together, you might actually be quite shocked. We're about to make a beautiful, delicious ice cream using our secret ingredient, which is Clover's duo Peach and Apricot.
That's
and
right.
we're making ice cream, always exciting.
So cool. And homemade ice cream is just amazing because you're using real ingredients.
Yes.
Tastes fantastic. And it's, as you say, a lot that than you think.
And so this one, there's no churning, no doing any crazy things.
We're going to show you an amazing ice cream hack that you don't need an ice cream machine.
And the ingredients look very few. There's not too much going on here.
It's very simple. So I'm going to start with some full cream milk, which I've put in my pot.
Yeah.
And we're going to add the Clover duo.
There it is.
So this is the peach apricot. There we go.
Okay.
So essentially what we're making is a custard. And in the classic sense, that's what ice cream is. It's a custard that we've frozen.
That is frozen?
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that.
It's as simple as that, yeah.
Ice cream is actually just fancy frozen custard.
Pretty much.
Okay. And
so we're going to stir that over a medium heat. And then you want to bring that to the boil.
Okay.
So that is the very first step that we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to let this guy heat up over here. Right, so then we're going to move over to our eggs.
Okay.
We've got quite a few egg yolks here, but that's going to make our ice cream rich and creamy, and it's going to help thicken the custard.
Yes.
So that's why we have quite a few.
And this is the critical part of a custard making recipe if you are going to be doing that, because you can't cook the eggs.
No, this is very, very important.
You've got
You'll
to,
see
so
just
what's
now.
the secret to doing that?
So I'm going to show you in a bit. So this part, we're just going to whisk the sugar and the eggs together. And you just want to dissolve the sugar and get the egg yolks nice and pale. So that's the first step. Now, what's important is when we combine the milk and the egg yolks, as you say, we don't want the eggs to cook.
Yes.
So there's a special way we do that. So I'm going to ask you to keep whisking there.
Okay, I'll keep on doing that. While I do that,
going.
you at home can SMS the keyword Clover to 33728 and we'll send you the ingredients list as well as a link to the recipe so that you can make your own peach and apricot flavored ice cream using our secret ingredient, which is, of course, Clover Duo Peach and Apricot, which used to be Denau, but it's now Duo, and it contains wonderful vitamins. Vitamin C, there's calcium in there,
all the good stuff.
vitamin D, vitamin E, all of those good
All
things.
right, so what I'm going to do is while you're whisking...
Okay, so now this is the secret
This
when
is
you
the-
don't want to cook the egg.
Important thing number one, very slowly pour your boiling milk into the egg mixture and keep
Okay.
whisking. So you might want to phone a friend for this part.
Yeah. So it's important that you pour the milk into the eggs and not the other way around.
Into the eggs, yeah.
Okay.
And do it slowly and keep whisking.
Okay, slowly. I was going
Yeah.
a bit fast there. All right. That's
So
looking good.
That's looking great.
Smelling amazing. Oh.
Then what we're going to do is we're going to pour that back into our pot.
There you go. I'll give that back to you.
Thank
so by the
you.
way, the keyword once again is Clover. SMS that to 33728. Get a shot of that going into the pot.
And then this is critical step number 2. You want to make sure that you do this over a very low heat.
Okay.
So don't be tempted to whack the heat up and get it done quickly. And keep stirring slowly.
Until those yolks really thicken up the custard, right?
That's right. You want it to coat the back of the spoon. If you put it on too high, it's going to curdle. Your eggs are going to cook, and we don't want that.
Curdle, that's what I was looking for. So let's fast forward the recipe, shall we?
Okay, so we'll leave
And
that
I'm
there.
assuming this is now where we are, where it's
This is
now
our ready-made custard. So once it's
coated
thick,
the back of the spoon.
put it in a bowl and let it cool completely.
Yes.
Okay. Then we're going to add some chopped dried apricots.
Beautiful stuff.
To add some tartness to our ice cream. And then, now this is the fun part.
Yes.
Okay.
Get a friend or get the kids to help you at home. So you're going to pour that into this.
So we're going to pour this into the Ziploc bag.
Be careful not to waste any, because we worked so hard to get it to this point. You don't want to be wasting any
Don't waste a
of
drop.
it. There we go.
So pour it in there. And then we're going to close that one up.
So you're going to close up the bag, and then you have to have a
Over
bag.
here, we've got another bag with ice.
Yes.
And we've added some salt into the bag. And what that actually does is it lowers the temperature of the ice.
Of the ice.
So it makes the ice cream chill faster.
Okay. So I tell you what, while we close this up and shake things up a little bit, let's take a look at how we got to this stage.
Want a fruity flavored ice cream that doesn't need an ice cream machine? Then you'll love an easy-to-make Clover Duo Peach and Apricot Ice Cream. For this recipe, you'll need 1 cup of Clover Duo Peach and Apricot, a handful of ice, 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence, 1 tablespoon of salt, 100 grams of chopped dried apricots, 50 grams of white sugar, 4 eggs, and 1 cup of Clover fresh full cream milk. Pour the Clover Duo Peach and Apricot into a pot. Add the Clover fresh full cream milk and bring to the boil. Next, separate the egg yolks into a large bowl. Add the white sugar and the vanilla essence. Whisk to combine. Add the milk mixture to the egg mixture and whisk well. Return the mixture to the stove over low heat. Stir slowly until thickened, not allowing the eggs to scramble. Pour the mixture into a Ziploc bag. Add the chopped dried apricots. Place the salt and ice into a bigger Ziploc bag. Seal the ice cream bag inside the ice bag and shake for 10 to 15 minutes. Pour the churned mixture into a freezer-safe container. Freeze overnight. With a little magic and patience, you can enjoy a deliciously fruity and creamy ice cream with your family and friends.
Made with love by Clover.
So obviously you need to SMS the keyword Clover to 33728, and we'll send you the necessary ingredients list and a link to the recipe as well. Now this is the interesting part, you know, when you're shaking it up, depending on how you want to do it, it requires some patience, doesn't it?
It's good exercise, you can get the kids to do it. Is it getting thick there?
It is, but at the end of the day, once you've shaken it up enough, it should turn out looking something a lot like this.
So you want to shake it probably for about 10 minutes and then pop it in the freezer overnight.
Okay,
and
fantastic.
It'll firm up and you get beautiful ice cream. Looks good here.
It makes you think of oh, yes, like you said, frozen custard.
Good?
Yes. Yes. Takes me way back. Beautiful. So SMS the keyword Clover to 33728. I just need a second taste just to make sure that...
Just make sure, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Clover Duo is double the goodness, double the happiness. Made with love by Clover.
You take that second bite, Kat. Take the whole bowl if you must as well, man. It looks good. But listen, last weekend was such a momentous weekend, and that magical little phrase that we call in the TV and film industry, "it's a wrap," was the final call on Saturday as Sowetan residents watched more than 4 kilometers of sandwich makers break a Guinness World Record for where they made the globe's longest line of sandwiches with Clover cream mayonnaise, stretching a whopping 4.43 kilometers. The record-breaking sandwich was made up up with 8,150 centimeter baguettes, 2,600 kilograms of grated cheese, and 800 kilograms of lettuce. Now, here to give us the inside scoop, we've got Clover Creamonese brand group manager Edith Molepo and Clover Creamonese junior brand manager Tolofelo Leshage joining us on the couch to tell us in, or to fill us in, what exactly went down last weekend, on Saturday, in fact, at Maponya Mall. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us. Have you calmed down now? Because it was a very tense day on Saturday.
Yeah, it was very intense. Thank you for having us here. Very excited to share what went into the attempt.
Look, I was part of every single step. I was part of the record attempt last year when it rained out as well. And I'm so happy to say that we can now stand with a brand new world record. Edith, let's start with you. Yes. Why did you as a brand, Clover and also Creamonese, decided to introduce Creamonese in this particular way? It's a very, very unique way, I think, to introduce a product to the market.
So, Ewan, firstly, I think it's important to understand that Creamonese, Clover mayonnaise, it's a unique product. It's unique in formulation because it's made with our Clover cream. It's unique in packaging because our packaging is reusable. So it was important for us to launch it in the most unique way that has never been done before. And that's how we decided to do the attempt.
And look at that. We get to see the overlay of some. We saw the clip go out yesterday as well. It took a lot. I can only imagine what the planning must have been like building up to this event, Edith. Yeah. So it was held at Maponya Mall in Soweto. So firstly, why this location and what went into the planning to make it a success?
So you can imagine making 32,000 sandwiches. So it was crazy planning. I mean, first we had to make sure that we follow our Guinness World Record guidelines very carefully, which are very strict, what to do, what not to do. We had to make sure that we have the correct ingredients. We had to source the best, the finest ingredients, which is our Clover cheese, our Clover Creamonese, of course, you know, the right type of bread, the right lettuce. And lastly, we had to make sure we have a very strong team. Yes. And for that, we decided to use our Clover employees and our partners, such as Joe Public, Cadova. I mean, they really proved that we are way better together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I had so much fun just being there with you guys and just following every single step. So, of course, the record trended on Twitter. It was amazing to see that people responded on social media as well to this record attempt. Why was it important for you to involve also big celebrities? Somizi was there, Miss Cosmo was there. I was there, part of the event as well. Why did you decide to involve them specifically for this world record attempt?
Ewan, it was very important for us to involve our celebrities because there were some people who couldn't make it to Maponya Mall and they could catch all the action on social media with the celebrities that they follow using our hashtag CreamoneseGWR. And also we wanted to make sure that we have celebrities who love the brand, celebrities who live the brand, such as Somizi, yourself. You were there last year supporting the brand. So it was important for us to have them there on the day to join in the action.
Absolutely. And look, those sandwiches were delicious. They were delicious. And also, what is nice to note now, we mentioned, you know, over 8,000 sandwiches at the end were made. Not one of those sandwiches went to waste. What exactly happened to the sandwiches, Tolofelo, afterwards?
So it was 32,000 sandwiches.
Wow, okay. Way off for me.
So our Sowetans who were in attendance could enjoy the sandwiches with us. And not only did they enjoy the sandwiches, but 60% of those sandwiches were donated to charities of our choice, such as Gift of the Givers, Chalk Foundation, which is an association for kids with cancer, and also some were given to Barakwana Hospital, which is just a walk away from Maponya Mall. So this achievement was really a great one for us. You can only imagine what's to come from there.
And it brought so many smiles, and to see the public getting involved as well and had a good time. And there was also a great way to introduce it to the public there and Soweto, which is such a buzzing kind of environment as well with the mall there. Thank you very, very much for once again just, you know, proving that you will go above and beyond, not only to get the product into the market, but also having people at the forefront of your thinking as well. Really appreciate that. And I hope that another one, another record at some point.
Watch the space, you don't know.
Watch this space. Listen, Clover Creamonese has now successfully, like you've heard it, broken a Guinness World Record title for the longest line of sandwiches, measuring in at a staggering 4,004.43 meters. Now, if you feel like you've missed out on any of the action, you can of course go check it out on all of our social media platforms for more info. That strip is on your screen right now. Just check it out.
Creamonaise is the only mayonnaise with Clover cream. Made with love by Clover.
Well, we are taking a very quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, Shiana Sky shares her hairstyling tips with us, and it's something for all the ladies.
Now go wide with the lens. I don't know if the lens can go wide enough. Just wide as you possibly can. Titus O'Neil is in the house, WWE superstar. He's going to fill us in on WWE Live, headed for South African shores and the Titus Worldwide brand.
Worldwide, very soon. We'll see y'all.
Drastically, you never see it coming. Can't see the wood for the trees. You've got to step up and don't forget who you are today. Take a step back before your time slips away. Happy. Said I won't let you slip away. Awesome.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. I hope you've refilled those coffee cups. We still have WWE star Titus O'Neil with us in studio. We're now about to get into some international entertainment news.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how you know I'm ready for Titus this morning? I brought out the extra large.
The big cup.
The big cup.
Yeah.
The big cup. Hey, man, and speaking of big guys, news now going around that actor Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, he's thanked emergency services staff following a scary medical incident involving his 2-year-old daughter, Jasmine. Now, out of privacy, Johnson has not yet given much detail on what went down, but reports have said that it was serious enough for him to actually have to call a 911 operator, and who had to calm him down over the phone and then give him instructions on how to treat her until the department could then actually arrive. Now, the Jumanji actor has also thanked the LA Fire Department and medical team at UCLA for taking care of his little girl, and took some time to give other parents out there advice on what to do if they find themselves in a similar situation. Take a look at this, guys.
This past Saturday night, something happened to me and my family that I would never want to happen to any of you guys out there. But of course, emergencies do happen. We were up all night in the emergency room. We had something scary that happened with our little baby girl, Jasmine. She's okay now, thank God. But I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who was involved, so caring and compassionate and responsive. The 911 operator who was on the phone with me, who was extremely calm, walking me through some processes. The Los Angeles Fire Department first responders, UCLA medical team and staff, the doctors, the nurses. Again, everybody, thank you guys so much. And to all you mommies and daddies out there, you know, when emergencies like this happen, I would just highly recommend that you stay as calm and as focused as possible, because our little babies, energetically, they pick up on what we're putting out, especially in times of stress. So again, LAFD and UCLA medical team, thank you guys so much.
Wow. One can only imagine how serious it would have been, or it was, if it took that lady, you know, the time to calm The Rock down.
Yeah, of all people. But, you know, it just goes to show as we're on television and on an international stage, and here you have one of the biggest stars of our business and of the show business in general, responding as a human being, a father, you know, and as a father of 2 sons myself, to see that, you know, that the first responders and the dispatcher and everyone was so they just kept, you know, because we're human at the same token too.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty.
Have you met him? Have you met
Yeah,
Dwayne?
several times.
What's he like?
He's awesome, just like he is on the. Well, not at that moment, but he's just a great person, man. Very humble. It's extremely humble for someone that's had the success he's had both inside and outside of WWE.
Yeah.
And obviously great father, great values family, and a guy that I can hang out with on a consistent basis.
Yeah, we like hanging out with you, man. It's great to
have you. I like hanging out with y'all.
Awesome.
Thank you for
hanging out.
Y'all need to bring me over more often. Got me a smoothie for breakfast and got me a little quick workout.
There you go. You get a little bit of everything here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now,
Are you sore? I'm sorry.
I'm not sore yet. I still have another workout session and then I'm allowed to complain.
All right. Okay.
Well, we have hair care brand Tresemme putting the power in the consumer's hands by giving you the tools to recreate runway looks in the comfort of your own home. And they've collaborated with Shiano Sky to bring you the latest in hair care trends.
Oh, so they could do something for me? This ought to be interesting.
Tresemme's Tress Trends videos take viewers on a step-by-step journey through the process of creating looks inspired by shows at New York Fashion Week. The videos themselves are the result of a team effort and a goal to deliver an easy-to-follow video for hair experimenters at home.
Nicole, what can we expect and the Tresemme followers from the Tress Trends videos?
So what you can expect to see is easy step-by-step guides on how to get the latest hair trends from the runway. And what's really nice about these videos is it's quite simple, the way we show how to use the products, as well as what tools to use at home when you're trying to achieve the looks.
So what is happening here today?
So what you can expect to see today are some of the hottest trends to come out of the Jill Stewart and Sally LaPont shows. So not just trends from a fashion side, but also the hair trends. So like the hair trend I'm wearing at the moment, which is the deep side parting. You'll see that on Shiano Sky, as well as you'll see her wearing a wavy textured hairstyle that was seen at the Jill Stewart show.
What message is Tresemme trying to drive home to their consumers?
We're trying to drive home that we want our consumers to be able to experiment and play with their looks on a daily basis. And it's really easy to actually do these looks in the comfort of their own home.
Shiano Sky burst onto the scene with her first single, Sick Sick, in 2012, and through her music career also built a reputation as being a forward-thinking style icon.
Shiano, you look absolutely amazing. Can you talk me through the looks you've chosen today?
Okay, well, the look I'm wearing now is inspired by a designer called Jill Stewart. It's very gypsy chic, embellished, very rich, you know, and then we paired it with this beautiful, like, easy, wavy, textured hairstyle, which is so cool. And then I have a beautiful second look inspired by Sally LaPont, and that's very much like classy, put-together woman, you know, color blocking, very like New York. And then we've got like a great, very clean side sweep with a few pieces hanging out. Super chic, super together. I really love these two looks.
You've obviously chosen this look because it's on trend. Why do you think the ladies at home would want to recreate this look?
I think the girls at home would love to recreate this look because, you know, it's super versatile, but it's also very super easy to put together. Even though these looks are used by very high fashion designers, you know, it's still easy together. I mean, a few steps and you're on your way to looking like you just walked off the runway.
The ultimate goal of the Tress Trends series is to encourage women to own the work that goes into their look, whether they're strutting down the catwalk or the sidewalk.
Cameron, from a brand's perspective, what goes into a campaign like this?
Well, there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of hard thinking, a lot of strategy that goes into this. We are quite proud of the fact that Tresemme is connected to New York Fashion Week. And so our job is to find ways to inspire this local market with those latest trends, with those latest hairstyles. And so we do that by putting a lot of production into how we connect people through video, through picture, and to inspire them at the end of the day through the trends, but also through our products.
What is it like working with the South African influencers such as Shiano Sky?
It's exciting, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever we work with different people, they bring a different energy to the production, and that is something we try to work with and to capture in all the video footage, in all the pictures that we take, because they're famous for something, and we want to capture that something and bring it to our audience.
What products did you use to put this whole look together?
Okay, so this look is all about texture. So then we use the Tresemme Beautiful Volume Range. That is the mousse as well as the shampoo and conditioner. And then we use the Radiant Dry Shampoo and the Extra Hold Hairspray to keep it all together. So for the Cellular Pond look, we used the Tresemme Carrington Smooth Range. We first used the shampoo and conditioner, then the treatment mask, and then the shine oil, and then to finish it off, we used the Extra Hold Tresemme Spray.
What do you love most about working with the Tresemme products?
Well, I feel like I've always had a relationship with Tresemme behind and in front of the camera. And I think the cool thing is that, you know, they have this great professional aspect to their products and the quality, but also it's totally affordable. So any girl anywhere can have the most amazing put together look with Tresemme, and it might not break the bank. So I think that's really cool.
What's your absolute must-have Tresemme product?
My favorite Tresemme product definitely has to be the Tresemme Carrington Smooth Shampoo and Conditioner. It has marula oil in it, and it's totally safe to use on color-treated hair.
Tresemme believes the professional touch for hair care should be within reach every day. To see the Tres Trends tutorials, visit the Tresemme website or their social media pages.
I've been loving getting to know the man behind the brand. WWE wrestling superstar Titus O'Neil, of course, here in South Africa next month for WWE Live. It's back after far too long. It's Joburg, Cape Town, and new dates booked in Pretoria. We've got all of the details up on screen. Titus, thank you so much for being so generous with your time, with your spirits on set. He's probably taken about 1,000 photos already this morning, and you do it just with a smile, and I can see how much you love it. I've got to ask you to go back to the very beginning of not just the wrestling brand, but wrestling itself. Were you always a fan? Did you grow up watching wrestling?
Yeah.
Did you ever have that thought as a young guy thinking, I can do that, I want to be that one day?
Well, I never had the thought that I wanted to do this, but I did grow up as a fan, watching it every Saturday morning with my grandmother. We had two options. We could either stay outside or watch the Smurfs in the morning and then watch wrestling immediately after. So a lot of times we were forced to stay inside, and so I just got hooked with it because it was something that brought our whole family together. And even one of my best friends is Dave Bautista. Yeah. And for years he was like, "You should try this out. You should try this out." I'm like, "Man, I'm not doing that."
And how well is he doing now
he's
as
awesome.
well? He's got to be an inspiration. Yeah. Did you have a favorite wrestler back then?
I did. My favorite wrestler, like growing up, believe it or not, was Junkyard Dog. And I just, as a young African American male, you only see so many characters on television that look like you, and he was just a fun-loving guy, man, and people loved him from all walks of life.
Thank God that is changing, man. As someone who's sent, you said nearly 3,000 kids to go and watch Black Panther now?
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where you want to let kids, I wanted to give kids an opportunity to see heroes on screen, and also that look like them, but also let them envision themselves as their everyday heroes. They can be a hero in a classroom, hero in a community, hero at home.
Science lab, man, I love that. So you're an amazing father to kids that aren't even yours. You're an amazing dad to your two boys, and now you're a dad in the ring. Yeah, WWE, you've got your personal brand, you've got Titus Worldwide, but you've also got a tag team to look after now. Yeah. Apollo Crews, Dana Brooke. Which do you enjoy more, performing on your own, getting out there, getting stuck in, or performing with your boys?
I like it all. I just, one of the greatest things that I enjoy is being able to not only contribute as an entertainer, but also see other entertainers around me grow. And I think that Dana Brooke and both Apollo have had a great amount of growth in the time that they've been involved in Titus Worldwide, and it's only the beginning. We're gonna continue to go after those tag team titles or any other title that we get an opportunity to go after. But also entertaining is our number one priority, because obviously longevity in the business of WWE is all about entertainment, and especially in entertainment industry in general. If you are a great musician, you have one hit, then you're done, then you're not in the business that long. But if you are consistently great at entertaining folks and providing good music, which is what we want to do, we want to provide good moments, good music, good everything. And I think we have that going in Titus Worldwide.
Oh, you really do. What other sport could a grandmother and a young boy watch together?
Yeah.
WWE Live coming to South Africa. Titus Worldwide, you set an unbelievable example. Thank you so much, man. Your, as I said, your generosity of spirit is just something really, really remarkable. Thank you so much, man. Can I shake that big old hand one more time?
Y'all get a close-up on this.
Just look at
Make
that.
sure I don't get, outdone. Unless you
I'll stand on my tiptoes, brother. You're an absolute gent. Thank you so much, my man.
Yes, sir.
Well, earlier we went behind the scenes with Shiano Sky as she showed us her favorite hair care trends. Now head on over to visit Tresemme and their social media platforms to see the full Tres Trends videos, and that's with Shiano Sky. Well, we're taking a very quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, we have indie folk band Sutherland with another performance, and Emma Jooste joining us as we do a burlesque dance workout. So we'll see you after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Thursday morning. We still have another live performance coming to you from Sutherland right now. Let's quickly take a look at the news headlines of this morning.
That's right. Thank you so much, Kat. In your national news, Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo yesterday appointed Terence Nombembe, CEO of the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants and former Auditor General, to lead a team of investigators probing allegations into state capture. He said he had no doubt that the commission would derive much value from Nombembe being a member and head of investigators. Nombembe will be joined by legal heavyweight Paul Joseph Pretorius, along with Isaac Vincent Maleka, Leah Kabashe, and Thandi Victoria. Dr. Kotso Dewi has been appointed as the Commission's secretary. And then day zero in drought-stricken Western Cape can still be avoided this year. In a statement yesterday afternoon, the Mother City's Deputy Mayor, Ian Nielsen, said that the projected day zero would now only arrive on August 27. As this date falls deep within the normal rainfall period, day zero could, however, be totally avoided this year. If the people of the Western Cape continue to save water as they have been doing for the past weeks, there need not be any queuing this year, Nielsen added. In international news, Australia and East Timor have signed an historic treaty with regard to a permanent maritime border in the Timor Sea. This development ends a decade-long dispute between the two neighbors over rights to the sea's rich oil and gas reserves. East Timor, one of the world's poorest nations, will now gain most of the any future revenue. The country signed the deal at the United Nations headquarters in New York after negotiations in the International Court of Arbitration. And lastly, Kenya's government is unable to account for $400 million in public funds. A report released by the Auditor General showed that a habit of erroneous spending and poor accounting created the massive shortfall in the 2015-2016 financial year, in addition to less than a third of its financial statements passing scrutiny. Astoundingly, Auditor General Edward Oku pointed out that this was an improvement, with just 6% of the government's statements declared clean 5 years ago. And that's where we leave your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast show for your Thursday morning.
Let's kick it off with football this morning, keeping it local. Polokwane City came out on top in their PSL clash with Bloem Celtic last night, thanks to a 2-0 win at the Dr. Molamela Stadium. So the victory now takes City up to 11th on the log with 27 points. That's now 3 points clear of the drop zone, while Celtic stay in 9th position with 29 points in the bag. Then there were 2 PSL teams, of course, in CAF Champions League action last night. Sundowns they drew with Rwanda's Rayon Sports, while Wits sadly lost 1-0 to Primeiro de Agosto in Angola. Staying with Cup action, Juventus and Man City have both moved through to the Champions League quarterfinals last night. That was after aggregate victories over Tottenham Hotspur and Basel, respectively. So down at Wembley Stadium, Juve beat Spurs by 2-1 to see out a 4-3 aggregate win. While over in Manchester, City lost to Basel 2-1 on the night, but did come out on top with that 5-2 aggregate. And the Europa League round of 16 now takes centre stage tonight as Arsenal tackle AC Milan and Dortmund face off with Salzburg. Then bad news in rugby, certainly for Jaco Kriel, and it looks like time on the sidelines will be extended for the star player by another 6 months, with the Springbok set to undergo surgery. Kriel picked up a shoulder injury against Australia last year, and that's why he missed the end of the Super Rugby season and the Box Euro Tour. Kriel's Lions team will be in Super Rugby action this weekend as they face the Blues. Elsewhere, we've got the Stormers still on tour battling out against the Highlanders, while the Bulls take on the Reds. Then a superstar night in athletics tonight. The country's top athletes will be on display with the second leg of the Athletics Grand Prix Series taking place in Pretoria. The showdown of the evening has to be South Africa's Anaso Jobodwana coming up against America's Justin Gatlin in the 150-meter sprint, with the American, of course, coming out on top in their last 2 meetings. Also in action tonight, our golden girl, Caster Semenya, will have her sights set on breaking a 35-year-old South African record when she takes on her new distance, of course, the 1,000 meters. We send her all the best of luck. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Thank you so much, Graham. It's just after 8 o'clock. Let's quickly take a last look at your weather and your temperatures. And thunder showers are expected for the northeastern parts of the country, bringing with it some showers as well for the KZN region. And cooler conditions can be expected for the western province with some cloud cover for your Thursday. Your temperatures, Polokwane 18 minimum with a maximum of 30 degrees, Mbombela 19.33, Pretoria 14.24, Johannesburg 12.22, Mahikeng 13 with a maximum 25, Klerksdorp 12.24, Kimberley 13.28, Bloemfontein 11.23, Richards Bay starting off on 21 with a maximum 33, Pietermaritzburg 15.28, Durban 21 with a maximum 28 degrees, Mthatha 11.21, East London 15.22, Cradock 8 minimum this morning with a maximum 21, Port Elizabeth 15.23, George 13.22, Sutherland starting off on 6 minimum with a maximum 21 degrees, Cape Town 14.22, Worcester 11.26, Springbok 11.24, and Uppington a nice and hot day again at 15 minimum with a maximum 31 degrees. And that's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Thursday morning.
And your Thursday morning has been a great one indeed. Hope you've been enjoying all the entertainment, especially the music. Sutherland are here. And dude, a lot of people are asking, where can they catch you guys performing live?
Well, we've flown down to Cape Town for a couple of specific shows, but a good one's going to be the Backsburg Picnic on Sunday in Paarl. Yeah, it's a really nice family event. You get a picnic basket and everything, so that should be a really good time. You guys should come through.
What time does it start?
I think it starts in the afternoon, early afternoon, like 3-ish, up until, I don't know, late evening.
Okay, cool. Well, check out details online. I'm sure you can buy tickets right now.
Backsburg Picnic. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. So what's the song you're going to perform for us right now?
We're going to play Remember for You now.
Yeah?
Do you want to know what it's about?
Please, yes, go ahead. I thought you could just like naturally drift into that.
Well, I mean, when you listen to the song, you'll hear the lyrics basically are about staying true to your roots and just being true to yourself. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Looking forward to hearing
it.
Pretty
deep.
The stage is yours, man. Take it up.
Man. Thank you.
Time would make you change so drastically. You never see it coming, can't see the wood for the trees. You've got to step up and don't forget who you are today. Take a step back before you go. Those inner demons can't decide what your future holds. Take those chances, take those open doors. You've got to find the inner child you've been longing for. I will always remember just where we came from. I won't let you slip away. I will always remember the places we found where we belong. I won't let you slip away. And I will always remember just where we came from. I won't let you slip away. I will always remember the places we found where we belong. I won't let you slip away. I said I won't let you slip away. I won't let you slip away. I said I won't let you slip away.
Oh, yeah! Sutherland on your Feel Good Breakfast show. I hope that you enjoyed it. Drop those details one more time, man, about the show this coming weekend.
Backsburg picnic in Parle on Sunday.
In Parle. Check it out there, man. Thanks so much for the wonderful music,
Thank
guys.
you,
Really,
man.
really enjoyed it. You let us know what you thought about that song on our Feel Good Breakfast show's Facebook page using hashtag Expresso Show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, here we go, party people. Let's go. Say 1, 2, 3, party on now.
I'm free, I'm chainless. Picturesque and I'm frameless.
If you love Smooth Fame by myself, Katlego Maboe, then download the song now on iTunes or Google Play. All the proceeds from downloads will be donated to Choc South Africa. Remember to catch me as the host of Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives, where I give the contestants a chance at Smooth Fame, Mondays at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
I love that
Happy
song.
music.
Happy birthday to you. I love it. I love it. Yes, of course, the 8th of March is someone's birthday out there in the world. In fact, millions of people are celebrating their birthday. So we thought to highlight just a few of them. Some of them you might actually know. If you want to say, happy birthday to you.
Yes. Well, listen, when was the last time you heard about Freddie Prinze Jr.?
It's
been a while.
Like when Dawson's Creek was a thing.
Well, he is celebrating his birthday today, turning 42, born on the 8th of March, 1976. I mean, he's known for playing in I Know What You Did Last Summer, that he starred alongside his now wife, Sarah Michelle Gellar. And also they played in She's All That, and he played in Scooby-Doo.
Unbelievable. Hey, listen, we've also got a very special birthday. One of our viewers is celebrating their birthday today, so we want to send a big love, big shout out, and happy birthday to Teresa Schultz. Happy birthday to you. There she is. There she is. 8th of March. Happy birthday to you.
And then, of course, we also have our very own Ewan Straydom celebrating his birthday. I mean, look at that beautiful face.
Oh my gosh, he's beautiful.
Every time you see it.
I can't get, it's like, what is this picture? Like, you know what I mean?
It looks like it should be on a romance novel.
You can't look at that and drive at the same time. You know what I mean? So, oh no, Ewan, don't do that. What?
Stop it.
You guys, people are going to be late for work. Take that picture off. People are going to be late for work and start cheating and stuff. Oh, stop it. Stop it. It's his birthday. Happy birthday if it's yours.
Oh man, first of all, Freddie Prinze Jr. is a poor man's Ewan. Okay, I'm going to just put it out there. So we've got a very special superstar. We love you, dude.
Thank you,
but
man.
We love your offspring even more, man. Kieran, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing, man? Good.
Good, he says.
I have to
Good, he
say, well
says.
done. It sounds like you made the most amazing card for Dad. He was so proud of you,
Oh man,
man.
he did.
So
He made the
thank you
most
so much.
amazing card, man. Thank you very much. So yeah, he's joining us for a little bit. Thank
So,
you, boy.
Kieran, I know you've seen some penguins recently, you were saying. Okay, so we've got some great news for you on as we take you into the wild now. Far south in the Antarctic, or just beyond it, there is a group of islands known as the Danger Islands, probably because they are so dangerous to get to. They don't sound particularly warm and inviting, but in fact they've become quite a protected area where scientists have made the most fascinating discovery thanks to drone technology. After satellite images revealed large pink stains indicating the presence of penguin droppings, they sent a search team out to investigate, and that was in 2015.
Wow, man. So with the use of drone technology, they discovered that the group of islands is home to a super colony of Adelie penguins, totaling a massive 1.5 million in size. Now, it has long been thought that this species of penguin is on the decline, but this new discovery contradicts that. Somehow, the super colony has managed to survive while many others have perished. And scientists struggle to use the drones in the Antarctic conditions because of the batteries just kept freezing. And their navigation systems went completely haywire. So close to the South Pole. So there we have it, man.
I love that. Look, he's about to do Happy Feet. This is actually where Happy Feet took place. He's about to start tap dancing.
What is this drone doing here?
I
What
love
is this drone
that,
doing
man.
here?
So Adelie penguins, one of two breeds that live on ice and need to live in the coldest places on Earth, clearly. So as global warming takes effect, their natural habitat slowly shrinks, but thankfully there is still a protected area for them. Awesome, man.
Well, we are back with Emma Jooste, and we're about to do fitness, and you're wondering, but Zoe, you're not wearing your fitness clothes, you're wearing heels. Well, that's because we're about to do a burlesque dance-inspired workout.
Yes, today I'm going to give you a little bit of a variation on a burlesque workshop, and this is amazing for the ladies to keep you fit, to keep you feeling sexy, and it's a bit of woman empowerment. So today I'm going to take you through a little bit of a burlesque warm-up, if that's okay.
A burlesque warm-up. Okay, I'm a little nervous. We have the medic team on standby because I'm on heels.
For us both, that's fine. Perfect. All right, so we're standing nice and relaxed, and all I want you to do, just starting off over here, is a figure of 8 with your hips. So guys, nice comfortable position, and you're literally figuring of 8ing with your hips. And I love this because look at her face
I'm
already.
getting music for this.
Don't look at me like that, honey. Yeah, so it's a figure of 8 with your hips, and then after that you're gonna go straight into shoulders. So shouldering up one at a time. Nice and loose. Getting into the upper body. I love it. And then what I want you to do is just moving the arms side to side. Beautiful, and then you can add in some hips.
Okay, we are adding the figure of 8.
I love it. Right, so this is a combination of all of the movements. Guys, this is something you can do at home. Ah, Music Man coming in for me again. Thank you so much. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is essentially a squat, but a little bit sexier. So feet are apart, and you're dropping all the way down into a squat, all the way drop, and then as you come up, your arms are just gonna follow up with you. All the way drop into a squat, and then follow up with you. You're doing great.
There we go.
Girl.
I'm just surprised I'm holding my balance.
I love it. That's it, guys. And then from the side, what you actually want to do is drop down and then stick your butt out really nicely all the way up. So you get that kind of angle. Dropping down, butt up. Yeah, loving it. One more. She just told me she did about 150 squats the other day, so I'm being really mean to her right now. Absolutely. Another thing that the burlesque ladies love to do is a really sexy walk. So what I want us to do is do a little walk forward. Now you're going to do 3 walks. 1, 2, 3, and all you're going to do is turn over, look over your shoulder, and then as you turn back, you'll do a little burlesque arm of your choice, whatever you want. Make sense? Can we do it one more time?
We'll do one more.
Okay,
one more.
so 3 walks forward, walk. Yeah, turning over, and then turning back, and a burlesque arm.
There we go.
I love it.
Emma Jooste, thank you for joining us. You said
Thank
you're
you.
offering these classes.
I am. This is a workshop that's happening every Wednesday in Bloberg area, and the ladies are welcome to DM me for more deets.
Okay, how can people get you on social media?
Oh man, Facebook. They can get us on our website, warriorwarehouse.co.za, or they can hit me up on Instagram, whatever works for them.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that burlesque workout. Not every day I get to do fitness in heels.
Now, joining us in our Into the Wild segment this morning is a man who has spent the majority of his life observing nature through his lens and capturing it very dramatically. David Rogers is a professional wildlife and landscape photographer with more than 25 years of experience in the business and 12 books behind his name. He is also one of South Africa's most experienced photo guides and regularly takes people out on photography adventures. Today, he is going to give us some very valuable insight into the life of a nature photographer. How was that for an intro? Hey, nothing like having your life précédé in 30 seconds. David, thanks so much for joining us. Your body of work is awe-inspiring, and we know we've got a lot of avid photographers out there. A lot of people, I think Instagram has birthed a whole new field of photography, and a lot of people making that leap. But I've got to ask you, you've obviously taken it a step further. You've made your life's work about this. What does it take to be a good nature photographer? Obviously, you've got to be a talented photographer, but in this realm, it's something different. What has it taken for you?
Well, firstly, good morning. It's lovely to be out in the wild. Everybody loves getting out into nature and having a way to capture that. That's everyone's dream, and many people love that. I was very fortunate to have breaks in my life, which took me. Getaway magazine was probably my biggest break. Took me through Africa at a time when South Africa was opening up to the world, and since then I've worked in Africa and been out there and learnt about it. I didn't do any formal training in photography. I had great photographers that I worked for, and it was just being enthusiastic and being involved and being out there to get there.
I think you're quite humble. I think you've got to obviously have a natural affinity to it, but if I had to talk about one attribute, possibly patience. I don't think people take on board. Sometimes you might be lucky and just get that pic in that moment, but how long does it take to get the perfect photo, to capture that moment? I mean, dude.
You've got to be out there first, and you've got to consider where you're traveling and what time you're traveling. So that's a bit of planning involved. So you've got to say, well, is it going to be what time of year? You've got to get into an area where wildlife, and then working with great guides is a huge thing, and understanding their understanding of animals and your understanding of animals. When are animals most likely to behave in a certain way? What are they most likely to do at a particular time? You kind of read them and you get a feel for it, and then developing the skill with the camera to catch the action when it happens. So there's, as you say, there's lots of time when not very much is going on.
It's layers,
and you sit and people are yawning, and and you sit out there and you do it and you wait for that action.
What's the longest you've ever waited to get a pic, do you think?
Well, we frequently go out for a whole day. So we might spend 15, 16 hours a day out there waiting for something. And sometimes you come back with 2 or 3 photographs. Sometimes you come back with nothing. So it's all you have to say, well, you're not going to get things immediately. Although, having said that, there are ways to make it more effective. And I think if you're focusing on one particular thing and saying, I have to photograph a lion doing that, and you go out and you wait for it, maybe there's something else that's
you're missing the Gemsbok that's just over there.
Or maybe there's a fantastic, bit of insect predation going on that could become a great photograph.
I'm glad you mentioned the insects. I'm going to ask you about the attention to detail and what you might have noticed along the way. But I have a feeling you also become a kind of conservationist along the way. You almost have to, because that's your realm. But we've got David with us this morning, really loving having David Rogers' work as well being displayed on there. Excuse me if I keep looking away, because your photos are just breathtaking. But if you've got any questions that you'd like to pose about nature photography, especially 021 430 9881 as we take you back into the wild in a moment.
Thank you very much, Graham. So from into the wild, through the lavender bush, we step into the kitchen this morning with the lovely Gabriella San Giorgio. Thank you very much for joining us, man.
Thank you.
Listen, there's nothing quite as soothing as a hot cup of tea at night while you're winding down at the end of the day. But you've got something special up your sleeve to just take it that, you know.
A little bit step up.
A little bit step up. No. Okay, let's step it up then. So we're making a chamomile and lavender latte.
Yes, we are indeed. So I don't know if you actually know, but lavender is very, very soothing. It's actually an oil that people recommend you to have at nighttime because it does kind of calm the mind.
Oh, beautiful.
And obviously, same with chamomile tea, it also helps you sleep very well. So the fresh pack one is so vibrant. So what we're just doing now is we've got our 2 tea bags of our fresh pack rooibos tea infused with chamomile.
Which is the number 1 tea, fresh pack number 1 rooibos tea. And I've learned something quite interesting. Recently, rooibos has been mentioned in the latest edition of Marvel Comics' She-Hulk.
Yes.
It was written up...
Sorry,
I even told that story.
I was so quite excited, so I was
So
like, what?
basically, it's a psychologist offering She-Hulk a cup of tea, and she offered, would you like a cup of rooibos? It's the most on an international scale. It's
that's
brilliant.
amazing.
So we can be very, very proud of that.
That's truly amazing.
Wait, let me clean up here for you a second.
So I was
Gabby.
so engrossed with your story. I was like, what? I need to hear about this rooibos news.
I know, my storytelling is absolutely phenomenal. That's why, but don't worry. Okay, that's it.
So all we've got here is we've got our tea bags kind of brewing here. So we're going to just let it sit.
All right.
You kind of want that vibrant chamomile taste.
Absolutely. So while that's it, you might have noticed this incredible pack here that we have from Fresh Pack. We're gonna, I'm gonna tell you how you can actually walk away with one of these in just a second, but there's all different kind of teas in there. Fresh Pack Junior is in there as well, which is very rich in antioxidants. Great for the young ones as well. So you've got the tea soaking now.
Yes, we've got our tea soaking. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna be frothing our milk.
Okay.
Just basically just make that nice, but almost like you're having a bit, like, you know, a latte with a bit of a cappuccino froth vibe at the top.
Absolutely. Now, if you want to get your hands on the recipe to our chamomile latte this morning, it's beautiful infused with some lavender that we're going to do it as well. Gabby will show us just now. The keyword is Fresh Pack to 33728. SMS that to 33728. That's Fresh Pack, and we'll send you what you need to know.
Yeah, so while this is actually looking great, I'm going to let this sit aside for a second. We've actually got a beautiful lavender syrup that we pre-made, which is quite simple. You take actually fresh lavender.
Like this ones, yes.
Exactly like those ones. And all you're going to do is you kind of cook it with a bit of sugar and water.
Okay.
Like you're making a syrup.
Yeah.
So these tea bags, I mean, this color is looking really beautiful. So I'm going to take them out now.
All right.
Remove them.
There we have it.
And then we're going to add our pre-made lavender syrup. So we'll add a little bit here, about a teaspoon over there.
And look at that.
So you can give it a bit of a stir in.
All right.
And then all we're going to do is we're going to top it with our frothed milk, as you can see, which is frothed so nicely over here.
That's
do a bit of a, there over there.
Fantastic, they're over there. So the chamomile part, where does that go in?
Well, the chamomile, you had your tea over here.
Oh, okay, I see.
We put in earlier, yes.
Okay, we put in earlier, okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, you finished that off for us. Now, if you want to get your hands on the recipe, the keyword is Fresh Pack. SMS that to 33728. We'll send you the ingredients to the recipe and also a link to the recipe, and you'll automatically be entered into the draw to walk away with one of 4 of these amazing Fresh Pack hampers. It's absolutely amazing. Lots of tea in there. You'll be sorted for the rest of the year, that's for sure. So the keyword is Fresh Pack. SMS that to 33728. And the SMSs cost R1.50. And also remember, no free SMSs apply. You can visit expressoshow.com for all of the T's and C's as well. So get your SMSs in right now. We've got 4 of these to give away. Fresh Pack is the keyword. That's number 33728. That looks amazing, Gabby.
Thank you. And just because we can, we're going to top it off with a little bit of lavender. So either do the whole flower, or you can just do...
Just do the whole thing, Gabby.
Just do the whole thing.
Just do the whole thing. There we have it.
There we have it. And
that's what you need to just end your day on a good note. Thank you very, very much, Gabby. That keyword one more time. And also to win this hamper, the keyword is Fresh Pack to 33728.
Fresh Pack, the #1 rooibos tea.
So while you get all of those entries in, good luck to you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we continue in our exploration of professional nature photographer Dave Rogers' life, find out what makes him tick and all the beautiful pictures that he's taken along his journey. And then we also get a preview of the 2018 edition of the Zabalaza Theatre Festival. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We'll be right back.
Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Very feel-good Thursday morning. Thanks in part to this segment as we take you into the wild, and we're doing it with someone who captures the wild in the most breathtaking ways. David Rogers, landscape and animal and nature photographer. Very difficult to classify your kind of work because it covers such a broad spectrum. We've spoken a little bit about capturing these amazing moments when our animals are concerned, but you have a very unique approach when it comes to landscapes. Do you shift your thinking? Is it about capturing the animals in the landscape? Or how do you approach that side of your photographic work?
It's a good question, and something that photographers with their very long lenses often neglect is going wider with the shot. And we often say to people, shoot wide, include the rivers, include the mountains, what makes this area that you're photographing unusual and unique. And often you'll come away with a more iconic image of something, if elephant in Kilimanjaro, or a shot of Amboseli with these beautiful, open plains. So that's it. So the wider lens doesn't have to be a 500mm lens that shows you the eye of the animal. Those are great for action and wildlife, but sometimes shooting wider is a good thing.
It's an ecosystem that you're filming. To give that animal context, that's got to be a big part of the magic of the photo.
Yeah, exactly. And whether you go to Zambia with its rivers, or Namibia with its desert spaces, or Botswana or South Africa with its fantastic animals, every single place has its own feel. So to create unique pictures that show the diversity of the habitats, it's lovely to shoot a bit wider and do different things.
And I think it also shows an appreciation you have for the nature, which is amazing. I mean, there's such an emotional kind of element to that as well, which is beautiful. And I think you clearly get into the wild to do this. Is it getting more difficult to find the wild? Is the wild shrinking?
I think that emotional connection you talk about is an interesting one, because being in nature is an emotion, and that's what makes everyone's photography very different. But in terms of getting into the wild, it is more difficult. There are more people pressing into areas. Thank goodness we've got national parks and we've got protected areas that do give us the opportunity to be in a wild space. But certainly, certain of the places are becoming more pressurized, and that chance to find yourself completely alone with animals is getting harder and harder. So we'll look at, but sometimes if you consider what we have in South Africa in terms of the Drakensberg Mountains, we've got the Wild Coast, we've got the Kalahari. It is so easy for us as South Africans to get into the wild. We just have to drive over those mountains and we're in the wild.
That's in our backyard. We've got one more segment. We're going to start talking a bit about tech involved in this incredible career. Stay tuned.
Now, wherever you go in the world, laughter is laughter in any language, and we all know how healing a good chuckle or good laugh is, especially when it comes from the belly, when you feel it right here. And this is exactly what's being celebrated at the Zabalaza Theatre Festival that's starting off tomorrow. And this morning we're joined by two comedians, Lupelo Kodwa and Ntsika Skazo Longiningini from the Umpondo Slanjiwe show, taking place tomorrow to prep us for an evening full of laughter at the Baxter Theatre. Gentlemen, good morning. Great to have you here. Now, I can already imagine there's people at home that are looking at this. Hey, Umpondo is there? What? Who's on the couch? Who's Kazo? What? What's happening? Take us through this unique concept of putting together a comedy show that is going to be performed exclusively, as you said to me, in Vernac.
Basically, I think we should start off by kind of like introducing the name to the nation. The show is called Umpondo Slanjiwe, which basically means those who kind of like, who excels in whatever they do.
Yes.
You don't have to be winning, but if you keep on kind of like delivering in whatever you're doing, and that's what these people in the lineup have been doing in terms of on the Vernac side of comedy, whether in the Eastern Cape or here in the Western Cape. So it's the first kind of its kind. It's the first one of its kind where Xhosa Vernac comics are doing a show in this kind of platform. So it's a milestone.
And I mean, obviously, the lineup is plentiful. Is that Robert Marao? No, sorry, that's not Robert Marao. That's Luke. Take us through the lineup and who we can expect to see at the show and where they come from exactly.
Most of the comics come from the Eastern Cape, but we have a few from Joburg, like Ujas Buddha is from Joburg.
And Payas is from KZN, Lou from Mpumalanga, Gino from Cape Town.
And of course, there's that
guy too. There's that guy too. What do you guys as comedians find to be like the quintessential difference between performing comedy in English and versus performing comedy in Vernac or your mother tongue?
Wow, I think it's easier because it's my home language, right? In Xhosa, but when you're performing in English, it's I don't know. I'm telling stories that nobody knows, like in the room.
Yeah.
So when I do it in Xhosa, it's more like I'm telling them stories that they know. So
where do those stories come from? Because I figure that some of them might have come from like the street corners where guys but about guarana and then you know what I mean? Yeah, guarana a lot of the times, and you take those stories and you manifest them into material.
Yeah, but some, I think, for example, my type of comedy, the one I do is stories that I kind of like grew around, things that I experienced in my childhood. I understand, and you see, I take those stories, I bring them to stage, and it's easier in vernac, but not really easier because I'm telling people what they already know, but I have to add humor around it. So, for example, if I go to a kind of like a gig here in town, I can't be doing a joke about Ivaskomjo. Like few Gamlas will understand Ivaskomjo. You understand? So first I'll have to explain Ivaskom and then deliver the joke.
I tell you what, we're going to touch more on that and explore the humor that'll be performed at the show. Keep it locked on your Feel Good Breakfast show because we do have more from Lupelo and Tsika towards the end of the show. And of course, if you can't wait for that side-splitting laughter that'll be guaranteed at the Umpono Slanjiwe show during the Zabalaza Theatre Festival taking place around the Western Cape from the 9th to the 17th of March, then make sure you get your tickets now from Web Tickets.
We head back into the wild one last time. As much as I've been loving taking in some of your amazing work, David, on our screens, and we have cropped a lot of those photos, just so you know, to fit into our screen dimensions. What I've loved even more is plugging into your brain. You have this incredible body of knowledge and an understanding of nature and photography, and that is evolving. And I thought quite an interesting new standpoint that we're seeing, certainly in nature photography, is that anyone can take their smartphones with these amazing cameras, these incredible filters, Instagram very much driving a part of that. You could probably take photos now on a piece of technology that might be better than what was available in high-end cameras maybe a decade ago. Is this good for photography? Is it something that's taking away from the purest side of what you do? How do you feel about that?
Absolutely great that everyone's able to now go out with their phone and take a picture, and I think the more pictures people take and the more they share on places like Instagram, the more they can develop their own profile as photographers and getting themselves out there. And I think that's something that's really happened with social media, is that anybody can present themselves to the world with their pictures. And it doesn't matter what camera you've got, you can create amazing photographs with the mobile phone. You might not get one, you've got to be clear about what you're going to go for. Go for strong graphic shapes, go for smaller things like macros and flowers and insects. Beautiful landscapes you might not get the burst of action, or you might if you freeze frame a video. You can do a lot. So I think it's going to change really quickly. I mean, the whole compact phone market for compact camera market for photography has died. It's all about your phone and what you can do, and that is the future.
We talk about the future in the world of drones. That future is very much here, and we spoke about earlier the discovery of a colony of 1.2 million penguins, which it brings to bear what we can do with this new technology. This has got to be good for nature, the way that we are moving with, certainly where drones are.
I would say yes and no, because obviously on a research point of view, a drone used correctly in the Antarctic or somewhere to find something is a fantastic thing, and it can promote the conservation of those areas. But we have to be very careful with drones. People have to understand the rules of how they're used. There are very strict rules about how a drone should be used.
Licenses
and popping them up to 2 kilometers, getting into the airspace of aircraft, or flying them over animals is highly controversial and shouldn't be done. You should never fly over animals with a drone. It's going to scare animals terribly. We've seen, and they can injure themselves and cause damage to each. So we have to be careful, and certainly no national parks, no drones in South Africa or elsewhere. Don't fly them within 10 kilometers of an airport, and you're not allowed to go within 100 meters of a person or 100 meters of a building. And those are the rules. And within sight. So young people, if you're using your drones out there, be really careful, because if we abuse it, it's going to get banned completely.
And they're going to take it away from us, and it can be used to incredible effect in research. David, thank you so much, man. This really has been an absolute pleasure. We're going to put all of your details up as well, so where we can follow some of your work. But your body of work is truly
inspiring. And if people want to share pictures with me, I'd love to interact with young people and help them get their pictures out there and give them support. I mean, teaching and photography grows, so does conservation. We love that.
Oh, I love it, man. That was Into the Wild for this Thursday morning.
Thank you.
Well, we are taking a very quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, we'll bring you some Pan-African entertainment news. How's this? A Nigerian actor running for governor.
Wow, okay. And you know what? There's absolutely no way I could keep my little mini Superman out of this segment. A double chocolate ganache truffle cake. That's a mouthful. Kian, are we going to make this? Hey? He gives a nod. He gives a nod. All right, check it out, Superman.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Time to connect with our African brothers and sisters, get some continental Pan-African news in.
That's right. Well, listen, we're going to kick it off with we checking in what's happening in our entertainment news, our Pan-African entertainment news. And people like to party, and Africa is no different. In fact, the Gidi Cultural Festival, also known as the Gidi Fest, has announced that Wizkid, Two-Face, and Adekunle Gold are this year's headlining acts. But it gets even better because they're joined by the likes of some of the most sought-after Nigerian acts making waves across the globe, including Malik Berry, YC, Brimo, and of course Shodem Camp. Definitely a party if you ask us.
I love the fact, you want to go global, but you want to know that the entertainment industry is supporting local artists at home, and their platform is massive in Nigeria. I love that, man.
Very big indeed. Now, from music to fashion, Arise Fashion Week is set to make a robust return, and that's from March the 30th to April the 2nd due to popular demand. Now, the return of the show promises to be an extravaganza like no other, showcasing 45 designers from 16 various countries. And Arise Fashion Week helped to put Nigeria firmly on the global fashion map, so definitely big shoes to fill, and can't wait to see the pictures from
What
that.
I love is the global superstar models that keep returning to their countries now, but we know that Ghana, Nigeria, massive central point for African fashion at the moment, but just looking at some of the images we've seen, they've taken it to an entirely different level. Love that.
They have indeed. Now, last but not least, Oprah might not be running for office, but Nigerian actor Kenneth Okonkwo sure is. Now, the Nollywood actor has declared his intention to run for governor of the Enugu state at the next general election, saying he's running in hopes of putting Nollywood on the global maps. I feel like it's following an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, man. Well, look, they're filming a lot of Nollywood stuff here in South Africa as well, using some of our expertise behind the lens. So that's really, really cool. But that is our wrap of Pan-African entertainment news. What's been going down on the continent?
Yeah, well, we're back again with Ulupelo Kodwa and Tsika Ngeningeni. You can, of course, catch them at the Ompondo Slanjiwe show that forms part of the 8th Zabalaza Theatre Festival that's taking place in the Western Cape from tomorrow until the 17th of March. Get your tickets now on Web Ticket. Go check out the show. It is promoting comedy in vernac. We're advancing our languages. We're being proudly South African. The details are on screen right now. Guys, I want you guys to tell me, how difficult is it to make it as a comedian whose core comedy is in vernac? Is it difficult out there?
It's not difficult. It's not really difficult, but it's not easy as well. I mean, it depends on how.
Very politically answered, comrade. Okay.
I think people are starting to open up now to Vanak, even in other provinces, because back in the day, you have to be in Joburg for you to make it, even in other forms of art. But now, people are slowly, for example, this year I haven't been in Joburg. So I've been trying to kind of like working on other provinces, I understand. So like your Eastern Cape, Western Cape, I've been mainly between the two. So it's not really hard to make it, but as long as you are willing to wait, understand, and push passion and understand, you understand that the journey is long. It's not going to be just an overnight success.
I also think that there are other stories. There are stories that you can't tell in English.
Yeah.
You can only
like the story of the Pascom.
You can't tell them in English, so you have to use the local slang. Your mother tongue actually. So you can't do it in English. So
what I also love about this, what we speak about off camera during the break, is the fact that we talk about people who have excelled, right? The name of the show, Umpondo Slanjaya. But you're also doing a lot in advancing advancing the learning of languages between black cultures, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because you're going to go there as, let's say, somebody Otsonko Northwest, but then you're going to be exposed to somebody doing an entire set in Xhosa and in Spedi. So how important is that to you guys to bring across that linguistic learning?
I think for us, it's I don't know. To me, it seems easier when you're in a room where people are speaking African languages to understand each other. Like comedy is more like music. When someone is on stage, I understand, doing a set in Setswana, even if I don't understand clearly, but I can relate to what he's saying, you understand? If I'm doing a set in Xhosa, someone probably is from Venda can kind of like understand what I'm trying to say, what he hears, you understand? Like, okay, now I can relate to that, you understand? It's more like music, comedy, especially the Vanak side. And usually, when someone knows that I'm doing Vanak, you understand, mainly Vanak, they usually ask me that question, okay, what about English? You understand? Or why not English? What was For me, it's not really about not doing English, I understand. Vanak is Vanak, you understand? For us, we can understand each other without speaking English in front of each other, you understand?
Do you guys have a Venda comedian there?
Venda?
Maybe you should. You need to call somebody.
I think this year we can only afford the venue, not subtitles like to be done on the show.
All right, listen, you gotta go check out the show, get the tickets on Web Ticket. The show is called Umpondo Slanjaya, and it starts off tomorrow, Baxter Theatre at the Zabalaza Theatre Festival. It goes on until the 17th of March. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
And there's going to be a show in PE on the 13th. There's going to be a two-man show. First of its kind, me and CSA on the 13th of April.
Goodness.
It's going to be an amazing one.
Loving it. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Good luck with the show. Go and check it out.
All right, guys, you know what? It is a very, very special day. Not only is it my birthday, but I'm able to celebrate it with my feel-good family, my colleagues, you at home, and my actual family joining me in the kitchen right now together with Gabby, making a cake. It's double chocolate ganache truffle cake. It's a mouthful, Gabby, and it sounds amazing. Baby, thank you very much for joining me. Yeah. Thank you, Kian.
Say happy birthday.
Say morning for everyone. Say hello for everyone. Tommy, say hello.
No.
Okay. Gabby, you're going to spoil me right now. See, you've got the Superman thing nailed. That's awesome. I love the little Superman and the way he sits.
So
yes.
Looks just like you.
Looks just like me, it says. Gabby, take us through this, man. This looks amazing. Ken, you need to help, okay?
Yes. Yeah, he's going to add the sugar in the bowl for me, which is your caster sugar over here. Are you able to reach here?
Yeah.
So do you want to add the sugar in for me? I'm going to add the eggs.
Go for it, Ken.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right
we
now.
Go.
So we're going to just kind of add your sugar in there.
Throw everything in there.
So just chuck all the sugar in there for me.
Like,
oh, yes. Perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you. So I'm going to add the eggs.
All right.
And all we're going to do is as soon as we've added everything, we're going to beat it. I'm going to put this on, and it's going to whisk it for us. So just you want to quickly combine, which is actually really nice because it's a very quick cake.
Okay. And luckily for you, babes, you don't actually have to make me a cake now, which is amazing. Or did you already?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay.
But nothing like this. That's for sure.
We can definitely do with this as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So all we're going to do is we're going to do this.
Say what?
Can you see how it's whisking? So it does your job for you, which is such a win. So while it's whisking, we're going to add our butter, which we've melted over here. Because you know what this layer is? You see the bottom of the cake? That's this layer. So it's a bit of a cakey layer.
Oh man, this is very, very special. If you want to get your hands on the recipe and eat the birthday cake that I'm going to be eating today, SMS the keyword cake to 33728. That's cake to 33728.
So all we have over here now is I just put some cocoa powder in the flour, and this is looking good. So I'm going to turn this off. That's all combined. When you have more time at home, it's quite nice to kind of slowly slowly whisk your eggs in. Slowly whisk your eggs into your sugar.
Say what, Domi? Say what? What is this? Yes, it's a cake, my boy. But very, very quick and easy. Definitely something maybe you want to keep in mind for the weekend as well. If you want to spoil something, if you're celebrating your birthday, we took a look at some birthdays that celebrated today as well. Maybe this is a perfect way to go about it. The keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. Good job, Kian. Good job.
Yeah, so all you're going to do is kind of mix in our flour, so you can even go a little bit faster if you want to, just so it becomes all combined. And then all we're going to do is we're going to pop it into our lined baking tray and bake it.
So this is the baking tray, Kian.
That is the baking tray.
All right, Gabby, we just want to finish up quickly. So after that is done, it goes into the oven.
Goes into the oven, and then we've made 2 layers of ganache. So that is basically you've melted your dark chocolate and your white chocolate separately. You whip up cream, and you slowly fold it in. And then literally you put your layer on, stick in the fridge, back out the fridge, white chocolate layer back in the fridge.
So and create that layered effect now.
Exactly. So now it's actually the fun part. You boys want to help decorate
Gabby,
the cake.
you need to come around the side quickly. The keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. He's such a perfectionist, this little boy of mine. He wants to make sure that it's finished till the end, and he is going to taste the batter.
And I mean, he's enjoying.
That is my batter from now on. Gabby, quickly finish up this. Let's see.
So boys, what do you want to do on the cake? Where should we put the Superman? That's obviously the big question.
Maybe in the middle.
In the middle. So do you want to put the man in the middle or the Superman emblem? What would you prefer?
Which one must go in the middle?
Maybe this one.
Should we do this in the middle?
Yeah, that'll look cooler.
So in the middle, and then should we have him like seated on the side?
We should put that. Maybe we should.
Yeah, you should sit on the edge,
like he's chilling.
Yes, that's
he's just chilling.
Maybe in front of it.
Is it going to fit?
He's going to lounge. He actually wants to lounge. He's lounging.
That's so funny.
It's nearly weekend, so he's, taking a chill.
I'm reclining. Gabby, thank you very, very much. Awesome. Kian, thank you for helping me. Dom, say bye-bye for everyone.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you, babe, for joining me. Very cute. That's it. So keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. And eat like a king this weekend, man.
Kian. What?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Can you go? Oh, how low can you go? Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's about to go down. In fact, how low can they go down? Sutherland have been performing for us this morning. So we got Misty and Ren, who are going to be challenging each other to a game of how low can you go. We've explained the rules to them. James, you know what's happening right now, right? Yeah, you know how it is? Yeah. Okay, cool. So the rules basically, as long as the bottles don't drop, you don't touch the barrier, you're good to go. Right? Who do you think is going to win?
I'm definitely going to win.
Certainly Misty, but I think he's got a lot of dedication and a lot of spirit, so who knows?
Why would you say Misty would win? Does he go down like usually? I mean, he doesn't go very low down.
He's a very agile, flexible individual.
He's a limber. Oh, I'm about to jump over this barrier. Okay, cool. So who's going to go first, lads?
You go first.
Okay. All right, cool. Ren going first. Here we go. How low can you go? How low can you go? Oh, that was easy. Misty, go. How low can you go? Oh, too smooth. Okay. We'll drop it down by 2. Okay. Our barrier droppers have decided to go by 2.
We'll go one step down from here on out.
Right. 1, 2, 3. How low can you go? Come on now. How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? Come on. How low can you go? Anyway, now can you go? Unbelievable! He was on the right. He was on the line. The battle of the Sutherlanders. Here we go.
Like Graham said, you can use any kung fu move that you possibly can imagine or dream up to get under here, right? You don't have to bend over backwards.
1, 2,
as long as the bottles don't fall over.
How low can you go? Come on. How low can you go? Yes. How low can you go? Oh my gosh. How low can you go? Don't go. Ren, how low can you go? How low can you go? So fast! He's going with us. Guys, I'm seriously impressed right now.
That's a good limbering, man.
What do you think? This is crazy.
This is actually this is defying reality at this point.
Is your money still on Misty?
Absolutely.
Okay.
How low
can you go?
You gotta go under.
You can go.
Listen, man, you need to crawl underneath. That's also fine.
Can you go? How low can you go?
Just let it slide.
How low can
Does a kung fu
Ren, go.
slide break dance move.
Can you go? Oh, how low can you go? Okay, both using their hands. I hope
it's getting serious now.
Misty,
this
go.
is called the business end of it.
Can you go? How low can you go?
One more chance to
You went gorilla style. Go. How low? Oh my word! Unbelievable! Okay, this is insane. This is insane.
If this can actually happen.
Kian, would you like to challenge? Do you want to go? Do you want to go?
He says with chocolate cake all over his face.
How low can you go?
This is impossible.
How low can you go?
You can go.
How low can you go? Unbelievable! What is happening right now? Okay, one more. We're gonna go one more. One more. This is the lowest we've ever gone.
I don't even think I can get
it. Let's see if your beard can make it past this. How low can you go?
Oh my god.
How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go?
He's almost there.
How low can you go? You can play the championship now. Let's go. How low can you go?
Do your word.
How low can you go? How low can you go? Keep it together. How low can you go? How low can you go?
Come on, you
How low can you go? Get over
got a crap.
What's your take on what you just seen, man?
For me personally, the underdog clearly showed his spirit. He came forth and he did his best. Clearly he's been doing yoga.
Some serious post match analysis. Well done, guys.
I think today the poll was the winner.
Yeah. Quickly, just plug that show one more time and people can watch you on Sunday.
Yeah, so we're down in Cape Town from Joburg. We've got a really great show coming up on Sunday. It's called Backsburg Picnic. And it's in Paarl.
Go and check them out, man. And it's been so wonderful hanging out with the Stadium family, dude. I hope you feel super special. We love you so much.
Thank you very, very much, guys. Thank you for making this day very special, and what an honor for me to spend it with family, with friends, with you at home, with awesome guys like you. Man, it was amazing. Couldn't wish for anything better.
Can we sing for you?
Would you mind?
Like properly. Do we have time to sing for Ewan?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ewan. Happy birthday to you.
Remix! It's your birthday! It's your birthday! I just punched in the face, I'm sorry. It's your birthday! Dude, enjoy the day. You are the most beautiful person I know. Unbelievable. We gotta go, guys. Have a wonderful Thursday. See you tomorrow.
So much.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.